Hello, craft beer friends, and welcome to Season 12, Episode 4 of Tap to Craft Podcast. I am Denny Luce coming to you from Boise, Idaho, and my partner in craft, the dog whisperer, and my favorite Florida man from Tampa, Florida, Mr. Kris McKenzie. How the heck are you doing tonight? And please introduce our guest.
Oh man, there's so much pressure.
So much pressure.
Trying to go do the live thing. All right, so guys, I am doing great this evening. No pressure at all because we'll just wing it like we always do.
That's right.
And on the show with us tonight, we've got Mr. Eric Gronli, all the way from Minnesota, and
Hello.
he's joining us this evening on episode 290. So Eric, thank you for joining us,
For having me.
and we appreciate you being on.
Yeah, I'm excited. Admittedly, a little nervous,
Okay.
but my wife Megan just smacked me earlier today and said, "Shut up and do it." So
That's
here we
right,
go.
That's
Megan.
good
Thank
love right
you.
there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, it keeps me
just
alive.
knocked him in shape, and now you're ready to go. Don't
Yeah.
nothing to be nervous. We're just friends. You and I have hung out, drank
Oh,
together,
yeah,
had a great time when I visited you in Minnesota
absolutely.
last year. So don't worry.
Yeah,
We're just
it's all good.
yeah, we're all easygoing people. Well, because Eric is a little nervous. Let's just get the show started so he doesn't have to think about it any further. But before we get too far into the show, we want to let anyone new listening to Tap to Craft Podcast know what we're all about. We are an educational podcast focused around celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, along in your craft beer journey and adventures. And you're listening to episode 290, recording on Monday, September 1st, 2025. It is Labor Day. Yes. It seems like we're always recording on Labor Day itself.
Yes.
And
Or
it's a
those
good
other
day.
Monday holidays, Labor Day,
Or those other, yeah,
Memorial
that's true.
Day.
Yeah. Memorial
What
Day,
other
Labor
Monday
Day.
holidays do we have?
Yeah.
I don't
I, I
A
don't think
Monday
that's
after
it.
Christmas. That's
know.
it.
Yeah.
After Christmas, I think we
Usually,
did do
yeah.
that before. All right, and we are live on Facebook. If you'd like to join us during our recording session, you can do that at the Monday prior to release at 8:30 Eastern Time. And in this episode, we are going to learn one thing. We're going to learn about Eric Gronli's craft beer journey. We're going to talk about some Minnesota craft brewing, and we're going to focus a little bit on Surly Brewing because I think that's one of Eric's favorite breweries, and he was kind enough to send us some Minnesota beers that we'll be tasting as well. We have 3 beer tastings from 3 different Minnesota breweries that we are going to taste, and of course, you can count on all of us having some great beer conversation. And what makes that conversation go so smooth is beer in our glass. So let's get this show started by doing our first beer tasting number 1, because my glass is empty,
Yes, I'm
and
thirsty.
that is not
Well,
good. We
that's
are
sucker up.
thirsty. All right, so Eric, one of the beers that you sent all of us, and again, thank you very much. You're so kind to send Kris and I some beers, and we love to chat about the beers we're talking about with our listeners and our interviewees, and drink them at the same time. So Elm Creek Brewing, Bottom Dollar. It's a West Coast IPA, 7.5% ABV, 55 IBUs. Tell us about Elm Creek Brewing.
Yeah. Well, let me just first say I'm really glad that you guys got the beer. I We were on vacation up north last weekend, and so I was listening to the show late, and I heard you guys say, geez, I hope he sends us some Minnesota beer." So I was like, okay, I really got to do this, and so I'm glad
Subtle,
that
Denny.
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. After I said that, I was like, oh, I didn't mean to guilt him into it.
No, no, no,
I was
no.
just saying I was hoping that he would send us some beers that we could talk
It's
about
it,
while we drink.
it's like saying a wish out to Santa. You don't get it if you don't ask for it.
He makes a good point.
Yeah, yeah. So Elm Creek Brewing. Elm Creek Brewing is in my hometown of Champlin, Minnesota.
Okay.
They're probably about 5 minutes drive away from me, and they started in the midst of COVID
Oh,
in
okay.
July of 2020, and they just celebrated their 5th year. And they just really have continued to build on year over year over year, and they've really expanded their tap room. They started in a restaurant that was a mainstay in the city for a long time, had closed like in 2015 or something like that. a building just kind of sat empty, and now Elm Creek just like sits in the center of the city, right on the major highway, 169, and it's such a great spot. They have a great patio. And I have to give them a little shout out because my wife Megan does not like IPAs at all. And this summer, we found her favorite IPA. It's a milkshake style IPA. It's called Patio Season. I've only seen that one in Crowler, so I hesitated on sending that one up.
That's a bit much for us to do.
Right, yeah, just bottoms up, right? Yeah. So yeah, this bottom dollar one is a West Coast IPA that they do, and regularly have canned it. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah. I don't know what else to say to lay the plate out.
Well, I'm saying that I'm smelling it. It smells amazing, bright, like citrus hops that just are bursting in my nose. A little bit oily, like some oils, like citrus oils in there too. It smells really good. How about you, Kris? What do you?
So initially when I first smelled it, like usually when I smell like a West Coast IPA, you can kind of smell the pininess to them.
Yeah.
But this one, like Denny said, was the citrus, and it was bright citrus, and not like, to me, not like oranges, but kind of like those little mandarins that you get.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's it's like a sweeter version of it. So I'm definitely excited to taste this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just took my sip before you finished there, Kris, because usually we have some dead space. But during that dead space, Eric, what were you going to say?
Well, number one, I gave you guys, I think, both of the two of the cans of the 4-pack each. So I'm drinking a Spotted Cow out of New Glarus right now.
Oh, you're not even having the bottom dollar. Okay.
Yeah, there was two, and I think I gave you guys two each. So,
but you've had this before, though, right?
Yeah, and it's great. I was going to look up what I scored it on tap just to kind of fill the dead space, but I guess I don't remember what I was going to say, but maybe something along the lines of. We used to see a lot of like orange and, kind of in those West Coast IPAs. I'm seeing more like tangerine kind of like, which maybe comes out a little more brighter. But.
Yeah. 100% tangerine, bright tangerine, even comes across a little bit like candy-like, right? It has that little bit of a sweet candy character at the end of it. Really, really good. I can't believe this thing is 7.5% ABV though. This thing's
surprise.
Yeah. Well, here's what you said, Eric. 4 1/4 caps. This was November of last year. This is the only Black Friday purchase I need. Good beer and a day off. Great West Coast style IPA from Elm Creek. Good citrus, hops, and bitterness together.
Yeah.
I'll toast that one. There we go.
Not bad.
I like that it has the bitterness too.
Yeah.
And
it's a little. It's not abrasive like other West Coast. I mean, I like a good abrasive West Coast IPA. This one's not like a punch in your face.
Yeah. Let's see. I wrote down a little snippet from the description. It says this West Coast IPA is brewed with 100% mosaic hops, giving you bright and crisp West Coast IPA with aromas of tangerine and peach.
Woo!
I can actually get some of that peach too. It might be some of that sweetness that I'm getting at the end. And flavors of citrus and passion fruit as well. Yeah, I can agree with that. I feel that that's what this beer represents. It's, super easy drinking and really kind of this is kind of like the West Coast IPAs, like the newer styles that I just really appreciate. Right?
Yeah.
I do love piney, West Coast IPAs, but I also like these citrus ones that are, they give you some of those tropical fruits in there as well as the citrus fruits, and it's a little bit easier to get down. Not so resinous, and gut wrenching when you drink too many. I did have a few IPAs last weekend, not this weekend, weekend before last, and by the time I was done with drinking about 4 IPAs, my gut was just like knotted up from all that hop. Hopness, right? And you just feel like it sucks all the dryness out of my body, and
the terpenes and
yeah. But hey, I had a good time doing it. It was just the after effect. I'm like, ooh, I need to drink some water to kind of loosen up some of that stuff in my gut. But This one's not going to do that for you. And I can feel that this is one I can drink one and have another one and then realize that maybe I should slow down after that second one. Because
it's 7.5%. Yeah.
Maybe it's not a West Coast. Maybe it's a Midwest Coast IPA.
A Midwest Coast.
Maybe that's a thing.
There we go. Yeah, a Midwest Coast. I like that.
It is. God, who was I talking to about that? I think it was the guys over at Barkyard Brewing. We were talking about Midwest IPAs, and they said one of them specifically.
That's a term that we'll see here and there. People will throw that as a. I think they're trying to be gimmicky, but
hey, listen. You gotta use what you can. But somebody mentioned zombie dust for it, and I went, I think that's a pale ale, though.
It is a pale ale, yeah, and it is good. I do love me some zombie dust, but yeah, maybe that would be like a Midwest Coast pale.
We'll send it to the marketing team. We'll send that over to the marketing.
Yeah.
Well, Great Lakes Brewing has a Midwest IPA. That's literally what it's called, Midwest IPA.
Okay.
I'll have to look for that one. I get Great Lakes here periodically, usually just their flagships, but every now and then I'll get a random one, and I'm usually scooping that off the shelf if I see it. Great Lakes is amazing.
Nice. All right, Eric. Well, hey, this is a great way to start our podcast off. Now we have something to drink. But now we've eased you into this whole, your nervousness is worn off. Now we're going to put you in the hot seat a little bit and find out about your craft beer journey. Now you've been listening. Now,
yes.
In case our other listeners don't know, Eric Gronli's been listening for a long time. He is a Patreon supporter. I did meet up with him last summer, and we had some great time visiting a few breweries, and so you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
and that was a highlight of my entire year last year. I just want to let you know that, Denny, that you and Sarah would drive. You were based out of South Dakota for that trip, and that you would come all the way over here and slingshot back across North Dakota. That meant the world, and it was so much fun. I next time you come for a couple days.
Yeah.
I would have taken you to Surly, and we'll talk about why.
Okay.
There's the teaser for later on. But.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Set it up for the listener to keep listening and find out what
keep listening. You won't want to miss out.
Yeah. So Sarah and I will be making that trip again, and we will definitely plan on staying longer in your area because we both had a really great time. With you fun. And Megan and the two kids. We really enjoyed the time we spent. But now it's time to find out, as you know, we're all about craft beer journeys, starting off in craft beer and how your craft beer journey evolves. And we always like to find out how people got started in their craft beer journey. So how did you discover craft beer? And if you remember, what was that gateway beer?
Well, I wrote some notes to kind of keep me on track, but I'm going to try to keep talking off the cuff as much as I can. I just don't want to forget anything or any person that might be important on the craft beer journey. So for me, my craft beer journey probably began, I would say a few years after graduating college. And during college, everybody's drinking, Coors Light, McGolden Light, and that's just what beer is at that time of your life. And a little bit after that, I think Megan and I had been married for a couple of years, and I had tried a Northeast, which is made by Schell's, and Northeast. Trying to think of a good example for listeners. It's an amber lager, very similar to Yuengling, really, and really kind of that same malty profile, really easy drinking. And I just kind of remember having one of those and being like, that's beer. I thought beer was just light, light bubbly, champagne-y kind of meh. And so that just kind of sparked a little bit of interest for me. And Schell's makes another great everyday kind of lager just called Grain Belt. And that was my grandpa Jerry's go-to. Every time we would go out to a restaurant with him, he's like, "Do you have Grain Belt?" I mean, he would just ask for it by And so then I started to drink that too. Really, really enjoyed both of those as kind of my mainstay fridge beer. And then shortly thereafter, just kind of still interested, like, oh, I must be just at the tip of this iceberg here. And my father-in-law and I started doing these things that we called beer runs. And basically it was like, hey, let's go to a bar, a dive bar, a restaurant, a brewery, and let's just try something new. Let's have fun with it. And there's a place by my house. Here's another good soundbite for you, Kris. The restaurant was called Dick's Bar, and it's your attitude adjustment place is their motto. And it's like, okay, yeah, I need an attitude adjustment. Let's go there. And so I just remember seeing on the placard on the table, they had a Sierra Nevada Ultra Vase. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Yep.
This is like probably at least 10 years ago. And so I'm just kind of reading the placard, little table talker that they have. And it's talking about, lime and sea salt and like all these things. And again, this is kind of like another like head turning moment for me where I'm thinking like, are we sure that that's a beer? Like, I guess I don't really know. And then it's talking about a goza, which, or whatever.
Goza, yeah. You got it
yeah,
right.
I'm never really sure the right way to say it, but, and so again, now that's kind of like opened another chapter of like, again, I didn't know that beer could taste like this. This is completely different than, and just really about face. And so I really just dig deep into kind of the educational side of what is a goza. And it's like a really historical, rooted beer style, in Germany. And so, then you start looking at all these things. At that point, that's probably where it crossed a cross section in my life where we had just had Teddy. So Teddy's our oldest son, he's 9. And I had gotten into a really unfortunate car accident and I just get T-boned by somebody who ran a red light. And so I'm like recovering from that and just probably honestly like just depressed. And I'm like looking for hobbies. I just had this new kid. And just like I don't know, like I need something to get excited about as a hobby. And so then I find Tap the Craft podcast and I'm like, okay, like, and literally your tagline of every show, as every listener knows, it's an educational podcast focused on all things craft beer. I hear that line and I'm like, man, they got me on the hook right now. Like
nice job, Denny.
Now I'm on here and I'm not letting go. And so yeah, you guys have been with me on that craft journey the entire time. You didn't even know it. But shortly thereafter, I think I started writing into the show.
You did, yeah.
And just kind of just random emails, random this or that, and hey, this might make a good show topic. And I then started working with a company called the Better Beer Society, which is like a draft cleaning service. And that was kind of tough. Like that was an overnight thing. It was really, really cool. I really enjoyed, like, it's hard work, really hard work. And you're doing it like overnight, odd hours. But like, I got a really, really full appreciation for what good beer is supposed to taste like, what great beer is supposed to taste like. I got to do some draft cleaning at some of the coolest beer bars and breweries all across Minneapolis and St. Paul. And so extremely grateful for that. And really, really amplified or accentuated my craft beer journey. And again, as I'm doing some of the cleanings, I'm listening to Tap the Craft podcast while I'm cleaning, and so it's just kind of there the whole entire time. Yeah.
Wow, that is a great story, Eric. I love how I didn't realize, even when we were chatting before, I didn't realize that, for one thing, I didn't realize you were in a car accident, and I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks.
And I'm glad that you found us and at least helped you during that time when you were in a funk and got to teach you about craft beer, and now you're really enjoying the hobby and you're still with us, which is great too. I really appreciate it.
Most definitely.
And again, just to tag on what you guys say at the end of every show, I spread the good word of craft beer everywhere I go, so I'm talking to people in Total Wine that, the other day, an older lady comes up to me and she goes, I'm not really sure what to get my son. And I said, well, do you know what he likes? And we just had a full conversation about beer right there. And so,
yeah. That's me. That's still me to this day.
Yeah.
When I'm in a beer cooler and I see somebody, looking odd, I'll help them and I'll talk. And that kind of is what, part of the reason I started this show is to help people that are trying to understand craft beer, especially when I traveled a lot for work and I was always at bars.
Right.
And I would see people walk up and depending on the interaction they had with that beer tender was either good or bad. I saw a lot of times it wasn't that good, and these poor people were trying to, jump into craft beer but have no idea, and they're not getting any help from the places the establishments they're going to. So, I just figured there's a good way to have people find out about craft beer without, being feel like they're being put down because they don't know anything, and so yeah. Okay, Kris, next question.
All right. So Eric, do you have a favorite beer style, and what would you say is your go-to beer?
Oh man.
Yes, you have to pick one.
I know, yeah. And I have been chewing on that one for a while to have ready in the chamber, and I still can't even. I think at this juncture, I would probably say my favorite style. Boy, I'm gonna cheat and pick two. Like a really good hazy double IPA.
Yeah.
Just I feel like it all just when it's really good, it all is working together. Just the right of booziness, the tropical citrus, just malt profile. Like it's all amped up to an 11, but it all works really well together. The second one I would say is probably like a really good like coffee stout. Yeah, just something. And maybe that kind of balances out the two seasons that we have here, like summer and then winter, and then like a week of overlap of spring and fall. That's what we get here. So, yeah, maybe like a good coffee stout that has some body, has some warmth to it.
Yeah. No. A good coffee beer is like nothing can explain the experience of having a really nice light roast coffee character in with any kind of beer, whether it's a blonde ale that just surprises you and you have that coffee in there. And even I think the best coffee stouts are the ones that really just put that little light roasted coffee in there just to kind of hover above the roasted malt and just, give it that little extra kick with with a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of
a little bit of chocolate goes really well with it too.
Yeah, nice. Okay, good selections. All right, so how about a style that you disliked at first but have since grown to really enjoy?
Porter. Porter is yes. So initially porter, I'm probably gonna get ripped for this one big time, but
yes. Say it.
Yeah. But the porter. So initially, when I would find myself drinking a porter, it felt like it was a wannabe beer. It wanted to be a stout, and it didn't make it there. Like it was like too watery, too watered down, and I'm like, my eyes are seeing that it's like dark, and this is very early on in craft beer journey where. It's like porter drinking. I'm like, this is just, I don't know what this is. And now, like you give me a Baltic porter, that's one of my top styles.
Yeah.
By far. And even some of the porters that will come out, around the year, like I find myself, if I haven't had it at the brewery, like I want to try it, and I like it. It's enjoyable. The roast level with the drinkability, it's not heavy, and so I know it sounds weird. I like drinking porters like in the summer because it is kind of like a thirst quenching to me at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem drinking dark beers in summer. In fact, I just got done drinking an Imperial Stout a couple days ago.
Yes.
We were having that discussion a couple days ago also.
So I don't have a problem with it, but good. You're right though. Porter kind of, and also I'm gonna lump in one of my favorite styles that I've liked from day one, but people just haven't really liked very much is the brown ale, right? Because the brown ale kind of falls right in there too. It's like it's not quite a porter or a stout, and it's not it's not light enough to be an amber. It's somewhere in between, and people get that same feeling that it's just like it's not enough. But for me, I like that in between where it's just kind of a drinkable beer, not too heavy on the malt, not too heavy on the hops, just kind of like a nice easy drinking beer that I can drink anytime. I can drink that year round and still enjoy it. So.
Well, it's definitely cool to see how people go after certain beers in certain times of the year, and then some people just don't care.
Yeah.
And like Denny, you said you had an Imperial Stout. What, today? Is that what you said?
No, a couple days ago.
A couple days ago?
2 days ago,
yeah. I was having that conversation on a boat a couple of days ago, going, yeah, I've had Imperial Stouts at the beach. And and people are like, oh, how? And then some other people are like, oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, it is such a back and forth conversation. It's almost like politics.
It can be polarizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely can be. All right, so let's see. Ooh, this is always my favorite one that we get to ask Denny. So, Eric, what's a brewery or beer that doesn't get enough love in your opinion?
Oh my gosh. You want me to say like locally here, or
it could be any.
It could be anywhere.
You could be local or anything.
Oh boy.
Usually, and so I'll give you kind of an example. Usually, it's those sleepers that nobody's aware of, but man, when you finally find it, you're like, I'm sorry, I missed this.
There is one here that I tell everybody about, that it's the best kept secret, and I don't know if I'm doing a good enough job at spreading the word or if it's still a secret. But Spilled Grain Brew House, they're probably about an hour away from me, maybe 55 minutes if you're driving a little heavy on the accelerator. But they're in Annandale, Minnesota, and they're fantastic. They have such a fun tap room to go in. It's like an old converted kind of barn warehouse. They have like 16 beers on tap at all times. All of their beers are award winning. Their staff is about as friendly as it gets as far as like tap room service. Like always, like so happy that you stopped in. And so yeah, we try to get over to them. I mean, at least once or twice a year, just because it is about an hour away. Like you have to kind of make the plan for the half day or the day for it, but it's always well worth it. And yeah, it's a hidden gem for sure.
Nice.
What's your favorite beer that you get from them?
Oh boy.
Hard question.
Yeah, no, they're really, really good. You know what? It's talking about coffee beers in a light blonde ale. They have a cream ale. And then they do a coffee version of that. I think it's called White Buffalo. And I really like bison, like the animal bison and buffalo. They're my favorite animal. And so I saw that on their tap list when I went there one time, and I thought, well, I like cream ale. I like coffee in my cream ale. And I like buffalo, so I gotta try that. And it's really, really good. It's one of the best coffee cream ales I've ever had.
It sounds great.
They also have one I'll give a shout out to, because it's a rare style. It's an old ale, and it's called Bearded Man. And that one has won multiple awards at Great American Beer Festival, World Beer Cup. So yeah, it's phenomenal.
And I like the fact that you mentioned a beer style that really
You
almost
never
no
see.
breweries. Yeah, I love Old Ale,
Me too.
and we just don't get enough of it, right? You have to go. North Coast Brewing brews one that I'll get every so often, and then Dan went. Batman Dan, he sent us an Old Ales that were like fantastic. I think I gave him 5 cap ratings. They were just incredible. The style is really good, and then these were just like top notch. So I'm glad that you mentioned a style that doesn't get enough love, and that they actually brew award-winning ones. So you're right there close to, within an hour of you can go and enjoy some really good
Oh,
Old Ale.
jeez. So Matt Griffo just hopped on and he said, "Go Bills!" Wait, wrong Buffalo. Way to get that in there, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, and they're my second favorite team after the Vikings. And hey, they're both lovable losers. So like,
hey, he said it, not us.
Okay.
It takes one to know one.
Listen, I lived in Cleveland for about 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
I'm totally familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You've been doing great, Eric. We got one last question.
Okay.
And you can answer all 3 or just one, whatever you feel like. If you got an answer for all of them, you can answer all of them. But is there a brewery or a beer style that is no longer around that you wish would make a comeback? A brewery, a beer, or a beer style no longer around. You want to come back?
You know what beer? I don't know. I don't know if this one's officially gone away, but I really was enjoying the cold IPA.
Yeah.
And that one's like evaporated. I don't know what happened to it. And then to kind of get back to Elm Creek's milkshake IPA, the patio season one that Megan really likes. Milkshake IPA, like they had their moment as well. And then it kind of, I don't know if maybe that's going to turn into more of like a seasonal IPA, like a summer version. But the cold IPA, I just enjoyed the heck out of that. And every time I found a brewery putting out like a 4-pack of it, I just like scooped it right up. I thought
I agree with you, Eric, 100%. After the brewed IPA, which I hated, the cold IPA was a welcome addition that I've had probably 30 different ones, and only one of those 30 was one that I was just like, it's okay, I could take it or leave it. The rest of them were ones I just loved. They were really well done, and I hope you're right. I haven't seen as many as we did a year or two ago, but I hope it makes a comeback, kind of like the black IPA is doing, at least maybe in the seasonal
I love good black IPA
aspect. Yeah, because I was happy when black IPA is making a comeback in the fall season. They seem to be coming out, and I hope cold IPA does the same thing. Maybe you have a cold IPA during fall as well to, celebrate the winter season.
Right, cold is right around the corner, right? Yeah. Yeah, I have a brewery too that it's one that recently went away. That was like a really mainstay in the Twin Cities market. Dangerous Man Brewing.
Okay,
and, you should look up the logo because I swear to God, Denny, the first time I saw you, I was like, you must be the Dangerous Man. Like it's the full like
that's what they say about him.
Yeah, pretty dangerous.
Yeah, Dangerous Denny. There you go. But Dangerous Man was I can't really
Here you go, Denny.
Oh wait, Kris is gonna mess things up now.
That's okay.
We can do this.
That's Denny.
Oh yeah, his beard's a little bit more bushy, but it's pretty close.
And that's based off of their owner and brewer. So Dangerous, I can't recall when they opened. That it was somewhere around the 2012, 2013, something like that. Oh wow! And they were right in Northeast Minneapolis, which was really like the epicenter of craft beer in Minneapolis, and really the Twin Cities. And they were just, it was such a great place. The tap room was like always buzzing. They were just rotating beers all the time, and they had their mainstays that everybody went there for. Their peanut butter porter was like out of this world. Their house IPA was a great, just classic West Coast IPA. They had a cream ale again that was really good too. But they were really pushing boundaries and corners and everything. Nice. A couple of years ago, they ended up closing that site and ended up moving kind of actually close to Spilled Grain and announced that they're going to start canning and doing a production line. And so that was kind of nice because while I don't always get to Northeast, which is about 25 minutes from my house, you got kids and family and stuff. You can't just pop in there every
stupid
other
adulting.
And so then they move out to this production facility, and I start to see more of their cans in stores that I was going to on the regular, my grocery store, things like that. And so that was great because I thought, well, here's a new avenue that I'm going to get to see them in. And then they officially closed earlier this year. And I'm not really sure all of the reasons that went into it. I know that they've been in business for a long time, so I don't think it's a sense that they went in too heavy on something, but just a different chapter in their life that closed it. But for what it was back in the day, Dangerous Man was the spot to go get in and try something new for craft beer.
Okay, that's a good one. I never heard of it, and I like the logo. And it's too bad they didn't make it. But there's a lot of breweries that are closing in the last couple of years. So it's a sad fact that the times are changing.
Matt Griffo said, "Bring back the red IPA."
Ooh, yeah.
That's another one I like. I
like Brewing up by me. Actually, I think you guys did it on the show. I sent it to you. Resin Rapture. You might not. I mean, that was 2 years ago.
Well, because I think I was thinking when you were talking about Schell's that what was the beer you mentioned first?
Northeast.
Did you send that one to me, or did I?
I think when you were here, I put it in your box.
In the box, yeah. Because when you mentioned that, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I did have that beer. And
it's not the best beer you've ever had, but it's the best beer that you're drinking right then. You know what I mean?
And there's so many beers like that are just man, it's not the best. But what was one we were talking about the other day? Oh, Denny Cold Snack from Montauk.
Oh yeah. That's a very drinkable beer. That every so often I'll get a 6-pack of it and throw it in the cooler.
$5.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably $7, right?
For $5 for a 6-pack. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Great value.
Yeah, it's good value. Definitely good value. All right. Well, Eric, you did a fantastic job on your craft beer journey. I'm sure we're going to hear more about it as we go further in the show. So we don't want to spoil some of that surly talk that we're going to do. But okay, good. Finish that off. We're going to get to our second, and we'll get that second tasting in a minute. But first, Kris and I would love to thank all of our Patreon supporters because this episode is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Mike Allen, Bill Schlemmer, Amanda and Kevin Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson, Jim Kutzel, Alex Fuchs, and Eric Scotty Ward. These are all of our virtual producers. And we have Tom Byrne, Jeff Seiler, Johan Halberg, Chalamasa, Mark Church, Eric Gronli, and Batman Dan, who want to buy us a virtual beer. If you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying us a virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/tapthecraft. All right, one more segment we're going to do before we do this next tasting. I know that everyone's beer is probably empty. I know Kris and mine is. Maybe yours is too, Eric. I don't want to make you okay.
I was talking a lot, so I didn't have a lot of time to drink it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to give you a little bit more extra time to finish off that Spotted Cow, which is a great beer. I have the bottle here. It just has to be at my desk.
Yes,
it's empty, but I'm supporting you too. As I drop my stuff all over.
Denny, okay. I'm going to tell you something here real quick before you jump into this.
Okay.
I can't help but hear this word in a very 90s cartoon voice.
The Beer Speak 101 word?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'll let you let me just introduce the segment. I'll let you read the segment there, Kris, since you want to do the voice. So we're bringing back the Beer Speak 101. Yes, it's been missing for a year or two, but we've brought it back. And this is where we briefly define some common and not so common beer terminology. And Kris, what is this episode going to talk about?
Today we're going to be talking about the bunghole.
Yes, this is a term. And if you listen to the last episode, I was trying to remember what it's called. When you're tapping a cask. I couldn't remember the damn name. And Kris, why don't you go ahead and read this segment for us?
Okay.
Don't forget the TP.
Well, listen, that's for a completely other type of bunghole. But let's see. So, in the context of brewing, we'll cover that. A bunghole is an opening in a beer barrel, cask, or keg that is used for filling, emptying, or sampling its contents. It is sealed with a stopper called a bung. No, Jesse, I haven't seen your bunghole. She said, "Have you seen mine?" And Dan said, "Oh yeah," like the Kool-Aid guy. Oh yeah. All right. But some key facts about bungholes, because we're all 12. The purpose is their main function is to provide an access point for brewers or cellar staff to interact with the beer as it ages conditions and is prepared for serving. Guys, you know there are different types of bungholes.
What types are there?
Well, depending on the vessel, Denny, bungholes can be located in the head, the flat end, or the belly, which is the side of a barrel. The position of the bunghole can affect how the barrel is stored. Well, it depends on which way you orient your barrel. If it's on the back side, the front side, even in the belly. But sealing your bunghole, the bung, is what you need. It's often made of wood, silicone, or plastic. Jesus God.
I am so glad that get to be on this beer.
Yeah, perfect. And like comments are just starting to roll in.
Yeah, here we go.
Dan Winch said, "I open them every day, actually." His wife said in Jack Daniel's tours, they'll actually ask you to smell the bunghole. I can't wait to start putting this video out. Let's see.
I'm literally sweating from laughing so hard.
Yeah.
So it's made. I'm glad you made me read this. It's made of wood, silicone, or plastic, and you gotta hammer it into the bunghole to form a tight, airtight seal that holds the pressure created by the fermenting beer.
Yes.
Oh, slang versus the brewing term.
Slang.
While bunghole is a humorous slang term in modern culture, I don't know what it could mean, but whatever. It is a formal, long-standing term in the brewing and coopering, barrel making industry. So,
well, there you go. Well done, Kris. You did a great job reading that very scientific
this is all for science. This is all for science. We are an educational podcast focused around
severing everything.
Bungholes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, wood, silicone, or plastic, you got to hammer that thing in there. I hope that shows up, or I hope that shows up on the recording.
I think as you get older too, it gets looser a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I hear you can exercise. Anyway, I've done my part.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the Beer Speak 101. You can count on that kind of great content. Well, maybe not that great of content every episode, but we're going to try to bring you some really good beer terminology in future episodes. But Kris and Eric, let's go ahead into beer tasting number 2. And we just mentioned Schell's Brewery. We're going to drink a Schell's Brewery beer.
Oh, green.
This is called the Notorious P.I.L.S. It's a juicy lager coming in at 5% ABV, 38 IBUs. It says it's a balanced biscuit malt flavor with bright, juicy aroma and finish. Aromas of tropical fruits, including peach, guava, and citrus. In 2025, it was the Minnesota Brewers Cup Awards third place winner for German and New Zealand Pils and export lagers. So this is a Minnesota award-winning brew. So, Eric, what you provided Kris and I with a couple Schell's breweries. So, what was your thought on this one? Tell us about Schell's.
Yeah, I'll give you some background on Schell's. So, Schell's is the oldest, I guess, family-owned craft brewery in Minnesota, and the second oldest in the country, next to Yuengling.
Okay.
And so Schell's has, been a mainstay for
since 1860.
Hell yeah. And Schell's, the one thing that you will always find with a Schell's beer is the level of execution is always like, what's A plus? I mean, it's you're never going to get less than that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one thing that I've always just admired about them is every time you crack open a can or a bottle or have it on draft, like it tastes exactly the same every single time. And I think to me that just speaks to the quality and the character that they've carried with them. They have like a fourth and fifth generation brewmaster and just family owned and operated. And I was lucky enough to go there. It's about an hour and a half south of the Twin Cities here.
Oh,
like in the Mankato area, it's New Ulm, Minnesota. And we got to go there. We had a family wedding that was in New Ulm, and we're driving down. I told Megan, I said, "There's no way that we're not going to Schell." And she's like, "Yeah, I know." And so we all
such a good wife.
You got a good one.
Just like
Eric.
twist my arm a little, yeah. And so when I tell you that this was like a religious experience, I mean, it really was like walking on the grounds. They have like peacocks that have been like, I guess, family mascots, pets, or whatever you want to call them on site. All of the different brewing buildings, and just the tap room itself, like it looked like kind of like an old German town hall, but also kind of looked like an old little chapel in a way. So kind of carried that for me, that kind of religious experience of getting to be there.
Nice. Well, aroma has a little bit of maltiness with but there is some hops coming out there in aroma too.
Yeah,
and lots of good head.
Yeah,
great head.
Great head.
It's going to stick around for a while.
It does stick around. Yeah, it's white, tight bubbles.
And so a funny story about this too is like Schell's isn't known for like putting out a new beer release like every week. This was actually a new beer for them, maybe about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's one that honestly I try to keep in my fridge like any chance I can, like a 12-pack, just because if somebody's coming over and if they're not really sure if they're a beer fan, I'm like, just try that.
Drink this.
Maybe you'll like it. Yeah. And
I'll tell you, I already took a sip because I couldn't help myself. Yeah, sorry, I pulled a Kris on you. Wow, this is super drinkable. I mean, it has a nice dry finish too, yet you have some of that very light essence of juiciness in there. Which I was worried when I saw they listed it as a juicy lager. I'm like, oh gosh, is it too fruity? No, it's not. It's just enough of that fruit character, that just like essence of it, that gives you a little bit extra when you're drinking. And it finishes dry, which I like too. Light, really light lager. Super easy drinking. I mean, this is like, you're right. They don't go half-assed on their beers. This is like a quality lager right here with just a little bit of a juiciness to it.
Yeah. I'm excited for you guys to try the Oktoberfest. Whatever show you end up getting to do that on. But yeah. I thought it's right around, that season is right around the corner. So I thought,
it's thoroughly.
It starts in July now. Yeah, I was drinking Oktoberfest in July. So
yeah, it's definitely happening now. I actually, a second ago, I actually just commented on Tampa Bay Brewing Company's Oktoberfest photos.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think in especially here in Tampa, we're just begging for that cooler weather. So we're like, hey, if we start brewing Oktoberfest kind of beers, maybe it'll get cooler.
If you brew it, they will come.
Yeah, because man, I had the dogs out playing today, and it was just, it was gross. Like
it's still 97 here. We've had a hot.
You've had some hot days up there. I've been keeping an eye on you guys.
We've been cool. We've been like
cool?
60s, 70s. So it's
wow.
Like, it is kind of stepping right into fall. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been a year now, Denny, since I was hanging out with you and Sarah.
Yeah.
And then, and it was like just the time that I was there with you guys, it was like, oh, it's kind of refreshing. It's
Yeah,
not as
cool down
humid.
for you.
Yeah. And then I get back home and now we're like, I don't know, we're probably sitting at 90, 89 right now. So we're under 90.
That's good. At least under
Yeah.
90.
No, that's now at
Yeah.
9:20 at night.
Oh, oh,
All right, I'm gonna save this for the brew buzz because I could just drink this down like
Yeah.
right now. Um, but yeah, you're right. This is a good beer for people you're not sure if they like beer or not. It's not too. I
yeah.
mean, it does have a bit
A
of a
little hot.
bitter
Yeah.
finish at the end, but it's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I think the flavor is good enough and it's light enough that anyone can drink this and say, okay, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
If they don't like beer, but if you
Right.
like beer, you're gonna really like
I
it.
think this is really damn good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get into the brew buzz because we're already almost to an hour and we need to get through some more content. But we're
Yeah.
doing good. Don't worry. If we have to keep you here for 3 hours, we will. Don't worry.
I told Megan that I had made a 4-hour PowerPoint, and I said I'm not sure what the record length of show was, but I was prepared to exceed it.
Hey, there's a part
Wow.
1 and a part 2. It happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two-part episode, 190 A and B,
Yeah.
or 290. Okay, so now it's time for the brew buzz, and the brew buzz is devoted to discussing various beer-related topics. This week we're going to learn all about the history of Surly Brewing and whatever Eric wants to throw in at the end about other Minnesota breweries, he can do that as well. So I'm just going to start this off, and I got this information, off the internet. Is it correct? I don't know, but you know what? We have an expert here to correct us if we are wrong. So the history of Surly Brewing is one of growth and defiance, beginning with its 2006 founding in a converted abrasives factory. Talk about
Nice.
defiance there, abrasive, and culminating. Wow,
Got
that's
it.
a tough word. Yeah, in a game-changing legislative victory for Minnesota's craft brewing industry. The name Surly comes from the feeling of frustration that founder Omar Ansari and his wife would get when they couldn't find a decent craft beer in a bar. The name captures the company's anti-establishment, aggressive attitude, and its mission to offer better beer than the settling options that were widely available at the time. So, how close are we to realistic there, Surly? Is that what you got from this brewery as well?
So Surly, you definitely get that as the origin story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know at what point you want to. There's a really important thing that I want to talk about Surly on that really just changed all of craft beer in Minnesota. So I don't know how much more of an intro you want than that, but
that's good because we have I have a section on a few things. So let's just go through. So Kris, why don't you go ahead and read the next section there?
Sorry, my screen was goofy. There we go. Come on. Okay.
Anytime now, man.
I listen.
Come on.
I'm trying
You're ruining
to.
the show. You're ruining the show. Look, we
I'll-
just lost
I'll
5
wait.
listeners.
I'll wait. I'll turn this damn van around.
It's a good thing I can just edit this out.
sorry guys,
Oh, come on. So that's good. Okay.
we let you down.
I'm sorry. Where are we picking up? I suck. The
The
humble
name-
beginnings or the name
No,
reflects?
the name
Okay.
reflects.
Got it. All right. So the name reflects the brewery's overall identity. A surly is a
Wait, Kris, something just happened. You just switched audio to something else.
no, it should be back.
Okay, there you go. Start off at a surly attitude.
A surly attitude. The company's brand identity is characterized by an irreverent against the grain attitude. Confrontational branding. Surly's marketing has been confrontational, using edgy names for its brews such as Furious and Cynic. And they got a bit of an industrial vibe. This attitude also shaped the raw industrial aesthetic of its destination brewery in Minneapolis. By embracing this surly or stubbornly uncooperative personality, the brewery positioned itself as a rebellious force in the craft beer scene, a reputation that was cemented when it successfully challenged Minnesota's Prohibition-era laws.
Okay, hold on. I know you want to talk about that, Eric. We're going to go through one more section,
Fine.
and then we can talk about how they helped change Minnesota laws here. So let's talk about some of the humble beginnings of the Surly Nation. Frustrated with the lack of bold, aggressive craft beer in Minnesota, homebrewer Omar Anasari converted his parents' abrasives factory in Brooklyn Center into a brewery in 2005. The first Surly beer was brewed in 2006, so they quickly developed a cult-like following known as the Surly Nation for its unapologetically brash beers and edgy attitude. By 2007, Beer Advocate named the country's best brewery. That's back then especially, that was pretty high praise there. The brewery helped pioneer the use of 16-ounce cans for craft beer, which was a completely different approach at the time. In 2020, Surly permanently closed its Brooklyn Center cannery, consolidating all production at its Minneapolis location. Okay. All right, now Kris, read on this Surly bill, and then we can have Eric add in some details, I think.
Okay. Well, for years, Minnesota law prevented production breweries from selling pints of beer at their own tap rooms. That's stupid.
That's crazy.
That's the worst sentence I've ever probably read in this entire podcast. This severely restricted growth for Surly and others. When Surly had outgrown its Brooklyn Center space and needed to expand, Omar Ansari called on Surly Nation to help change the law. The company's dedicated fan base became instrumental in lobbying state legislators. With widespread support, the Surly bill was signed into law in 2011, allowing production breweries to sell their own beer on site. The beer cleared the way for Surly to build its $34 million destination brewery in Minneapolis's Prospect Park neighborhood.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I was there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah? We didn't get any pictures. Just saying.
You can thank that trip for booking this sit-in, because Megan and I are having a meal and enjoying a beer, and I was just talking about the podcast, and she's like, "You wrote an article?" And I said, "Yeah, I did," and I said they published it on the website, and she's like,
"It was a good article.
It was a great article."
It's like, I thought I told you about that, but anyways.
See, Denny, leave him alone. Let him send pictures if he wants to.
And so then she goes, and I said, yeah, sometimes they've been having a lot of guest speakers of other breweries and stuff. She's like, you have to get on. I was like, I don't know. And she's like, no, do it right now. Do it right now. I'm like, okay. So here we are.
Thank you, Megan.
Megan, for making appreciate that, Megan. Keep him in line for me. All right. The new facility, which opened in 2014, features a full-service beer hall, a restaurant, and an events center. The Destination Brewery is a symbol of the legal change that Surly helped bring about.
Okay, so before I get into you, Eric, filling us in on more details about this, I want to, again, thank Megan for having you write in and booking us a spot. Because you're always welcome. I think I told you when we were together that come on the show. We want to have listeners come on, and we don't have a problem. And when I saw that you booked the date, I was so excited because
I was too.
I've been waiting for more of our core community listeners to jump on like Matt Knight did, and jump in and just talk about their craft beer journeys and their state's craft beer, because Kris and I don't live in Minnesota. We can't talk about Minnesota beer, but you can come on and promote the state. So I really appreciate that. Now, with that being said, what can you tell us about how Surly made changes to Minnesota law?
So I think there's a couple key things. You kind of talked about like their origin story and just like rallying people and who are excited about craft beer and kind of that like working person, like who doesn't enjoy like a good beer at the end of like a hard day's work.
Yeah.
They just like really rallied people from like the grassroots level. And that, I mean, just going to days at the Capitol to like talk to legislators to, tell them why this bill is important. And I'll just say, like, when that bill got passed, there was probably, you couldn't, like it said, you couldn't drink a beer from the tap of a brewery that they just made it, like, which is nuts. That is like so crazy and so foreign to like anybody now. But so we saw just an explosion of breweries and tap rooms and brew pubs pop up. Surly was a place, like, if you guys were here longer last time, I was going to take you there, and just, wanted to stay close to where we were last time. But it's a great example of what community and beer and food and just can all kind of be. And now at this facility that they have, they can do, like, they do massive concerts. They're really like a few miles away from the University of Minnesota, so really close to a college campus. When Megan and I were there a couple of weeks ago, I mean, there's so much new stuff that's been built up, housing, like hotels. Like they've helped develop the area in a way that, like, when we were last there, maybe 6-7 years ago, which is a long time, there was barely anything there. Like that was it. And I mean, you're in the middle of the city, and it felt like you were almost in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, wow.
And so now it's like you're here, and there's so much going on. So they've really helped build that up and really give inspiration to other entrepreneurs, other breweries across the Twin Cities, across the state, and maybe across the country as well. So
okay, nice. Yeah, it is crazy to think that even in 2012, that there was laws that would prevent breweries from serving their own product on site. That just seemed crazy. Now, could they have sold their product in a building right next to their brewery? Or I remember there being like a baby step to that.
I love a good loophole.
Yeah. Where you could, that was when growlers like really like, woo. Yeah. And it was like, you could buy a growler because of the intention of it being that you kind of needed to drink it soon, I guess.
Yeah.
You couldn't drink that on site either, but you could at least go there, get a growler of it, and bring it home.
The parking lot, though.
Yeah.
You and a buddy splitting a growler on the tailgate.
Yeah. Oh man, here we go. Bring a lawn chair. Yeah. So I mean, it really, because of that bill, I think without that, Minnesota is like a desert for craft beer, and with it, to be quite honest, I think it's one of the best craft beer scenes that is out there anywhere. I'll go toe to toe with anybody if they think otherwise. So and anybody that comes here, I mean, seriously, look me up. I'd be happy to take you on a little tour of the city. Nothing but the best for sure.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, you did provide me with my first Surly beer with the Furious.
Yeah.
And that was a really good. I think we had that
really,
on.
Yeah, Furious is great for that. They come out with a darkness, which is a different version of a stout every year. And they've come out with different. I have this one just on reserve in case I need to use it tonight. This is a chocolate limoncello. Really?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow, what a unique beer right there. No, don't break that open. That looks special.
Yeah. I might say that, but I have it just in case. Yeah.
Because we still got another big beer to drink at the end, so I don't want you to go crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, good feedback there on there. Let's go into a couple more things here. So, unionization efforts and the COVID-19 pandemic. Oh my goodness. In 2020, amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, Surly announced it would lay off 150 employees and indefinitely close its Minneapolis beer hall. Oh my gosh, that's sad. This announcement came just days after employees went public with their intention to unionize, leading to unfair labor practice charges filed against by Unite Here Local 17, a hospitality workers union. The vote to form a union failed by a single ballot in October of 2020. The beer hall eventually reopened in June of 2021. Any inside information on that from being in the area?
I know it was pretty controversial at that juncture. I mean, we're in the midst of a pandemic, and there's this unionization, topic that's out there, and that's like fairly new in the service industry here. I know you've heard of like other places like Starbucks doing that and other places around the country. But as far as like here and with restaurants and breweries, and that was certainly like a brand new type of notion. And again, in the midst of the pandemic, I think it probably had its background in a place of like, well, we need to make sure that like people are all held at least at a baseline, so that we can be pandemic proof in a sense. I think that was probably where the strategy came from on that, but they've certainly continued to kind of bounce back. I will say that the location in Minneapolis here, they used to have this place upstairs called the Brewer's Table, and it was like a very high end, like 7-course beer pairing kind of menu situation. I never ended up going and doing that, but interesting type of strategy with that. And now I know it's going to sound, it's just pizza, but it's pizza.
Pizza's pretty awesome.
Seven course pizza.
There's probably 7 toppings or 7 ingredients, but and then in the main beer hall, they still have like a full menu of really, really good food. Like, I mean, it's not just bar food. Like they actually have real chefs, and the food has great flavor to it. I mean, and
that makes a big difference. It's like the other places like Cold Harbor Brewing, right? They have a restaurant with a chef that is making unique things constantly, innovating and bringing people in. And I think any good brewery, if you're gonna add, if you want to do it right and bring more than just beer drinking people into your establishment, have a good menu and chef, and bring people in, and then they'll drink the beer too while you come in, but they're coming in for the food and an experience that you can't get other places, because it helps. I like a place that has a good menu.
And most definitely. It makes it not just. I was gonna say, it makes it possible to stay there for a longer period of time too.
Let's have a second. Okay. It's something that I've really just been thinking hard about after I wrote that article, and just hearing and seeing more breweries closing. You start to hear more breweries that are doing kind of that all-encompassing kind of business approach. And it's one that I think is leaning to be more successful. Omni, for example, which we went to, Denny, in Maple Grove. Not only are they doing like coffee, and they are selling pizza and a menu like for food, they have their great beer, they have wine now. So like they're really rounding out all of the edges and offerings, so that everybody, if you say let's go to Omni, and then everybody's like heck yeah, like there's something for me there too, right? Maybe I'm not a beer drinker. And they've actually really capitalized on that, and now they have like 3 locations. They've bought in a couple, one brand new location that they just made literally on the other side of town. And then the other one that kind of split the difference was a brewery that was kind of on that verge edge of maybe closing. And I think they just acquired it. So great for them. Good business move, I think. And rounding out all those edges. I'm a big nerd when it comes to like matching business and beer and the entrepreneurship of it. Like I really geek out on that because I think to me it's just really noble to put yourself out there, and like anybody that's made their own brewery, their own business, like it's theirs. And to me, that's like that. There can't be anything better than that. So
no, I agree. I think that's the success that brewers are going to have to do, is finding other avenues to bring people in when they're not open for serving beer, or if they are, they have other options. And I'm seeing that whole coffee bar thing. My stepmom sends me pictures all the time of her and her friend at a brewery drinking coffee in the morning. And that just, if you already have people there, why not just, serve coffee? And if you already have a roastery going on because you're making coffee that you're putting in your beers.
Yeah.
You know, open a little coffee bar and serve people, and that's just another way of getting people to come. And like you said, they know that there's something for everyone, whether they like beer, coffee, wine, you know, whatever they can come and enjoy. And I think that's a good way to kind of fill the voids where they don't have to rely on constantly just the 4 to 9 o'clock p.m. beer drinking crowd.
Yeah, and to me, just to take it one step further, like I think on a big picture level, like it does speak to how the craft beer industry or just the people in it are really inclusive in that regard of hey, let's all just have a great time with this, like let's bring everybody together with us on it, on that journey, instead of shutting people out or whatever. Like you never go to a brewery and they're never sticking their nose up at you, or they're never shoving you away like, I don't know what you're doing here, you better get out. That's not the exclusive crowd at all. So that's something that I just has kept me in it, and will for a long time, as long as I
yeah, of course. All right, Kris, we got one more little section about the thing, and we'll go into some beers they have.
About the thing. So we've got continued expansion and product diversification. That sounds really professional, Denny.
That's corporate.
Yeah, that's okay. So today, Surly is one of the largest craft breweries in the Midwest, distributing its beer to more than a dozen states. More recently, the company has diversified its offerings to adapt to industry changes by introducing beverages like THC seltzers and contract brewing for other companies.
Yeah, interesting about the contract brewing. Have you heard anything about that? About what breweries are utilizing them?
I haven't really heard much about that to dig into it. I'm interested who they might be contracting for.
Yeah, what do you think about the THC drinks?
I've never dabbled in that. I'm not really a seltzer guy either. I like a LaCroix every now and then, but I'm not like a hard seltzer person. I did a golf work event a couple of weeks ago, and we were having a great time. And one of the holes, they were offering like a THC, and I was said to my foursome, at this point in the round, I can string a couple holes together like pretty good. And I was kind of in that zone, and I said, I don't know how the THC hits old Eric's brain. I said, I think I might lay out.
Okay, side question: what is it legal in Minnesota?
THC, yes. Well, and there's
medically, recreationally,
yes. I want to say like 2022 maybe it became legal recreationally as well.
I always love it just so each individual state is just so like, I mean, we're medical in Florida, and Denny, I don't think you guys are.
We have nothing
at all.
Idaho would be the standout state of all of them that doesn't have anything forever.
Yeah.
If I'm being quite honest, I think one of my neighbors, like 3 houses down, is maybe growing some. Like I'll get a whiff.
Some of them you can. I mean, my girlfriend Tina is no different. She's got her medical card, so like she's like, I feel bad for some of the neighbors sometimes. I'm like, you got your card. What are you gonna do?
I'm thinking this person's either making a really dank beer or they're growing marijuana.
Well, you should go over and see if they're making beer, and then try some of the beer. Might be good.
I don't think it's beer.
Hi, I'm Eric. Nice to meet you.
Well, let's continue the beer topic here, and let's just talk about, or just name a few of the beers that Surly makes. And starting off with the hoppy beers, I already mentioned the Furious American IPA, described as the beer that built Surly. It's an aggressively hopped and citrusy American IPA. Hoppy flavor is balanced by a sweet caramel malt backbone, setting it apart from other IPAs. So it's kind of going back to that old school IPA where it has a little bit of that caramel backbone to it.
Piney, resiny,
sticky. Yeah. Another hoppy IPA is one we're going to taste here after this segment is the Axe Man. It's an American IPA. It's West Coast IPA, features intense tropical fruits and citrus aromas from double dry hopping with Citra and Mosaic hops. Looking forward to that. The Mosh Pit Juicy Pale Ale an approachable, full-flavored, and begging for another sip, carried by a welcoming notes of pineapple, orange, and lemongrass. Then we have the Mosh Pit Hazy IPA, which, Eric, is one you provided to Kris and I. It's a tropical fruit hop bouquet with an electric pineapple note. Welcomes you to the Mosh Pit. I like a good Mosh Pit.
I'm going to tell just a brief story on this. This is a shout out to Chad Lamassa because I know he's a huge music guy.
Yeah.
The Mosh Pit Hazy was originally brewed to be kind of in conjunction with First Ave, which is a really big music scene. It was actually in the movie Purple Rain with Prince. Oh. And and it's really, really famous downtown area. And so that was kind of the partnership or collaboration where it started. And now it's one of their main ones.
Okay. All right, Kris, why don't you hit us up with the dark beers? Oh wait, Kris, what's going on? Sneeze. He's having a sneeze fit.
Don't worry. Wow, that was nice. Perfectly timed.
That looked really nice.
It was intense.
Looked heavy. Okay. Yeah.
Whew. Okay, so some dark beers. We've got Darkness, the Russian Imperial Stout. This annual release is a legendary and massive stout with complex notes of chocolate, coffee, cherry, and toffee. Barrel-aged versions are released at an annual Darkness Day event. All right, so we've got Bender, the American Oatmeal Brown Ale.
Don't make that one anymore, but it's a good one. No. It was a good one.
Well, sad. It was a smooth and malty brown ale. This was one of Surly's original offerings. Oats lent a silky mouthfeel with flavors of cocoa, coffee, and caramel. And then, Coffee Bender. I guess that
this one they are
R.I.P.
Yeah, and so no more Coffee Bender either.
Coffee Bender's gone too? I saw it on the website.
I haven't seen that in a long time. And both of those, honestly, were kind of in that category of really underrated. I think that was they weren't reaching the masses with it, which is probably why it shut off. But really good beers in their heyday.
Well, you know what? We're going to read it anyway because maybe it is still out there.
They both sound great to me.
They do. Yeah. So this variation of the popular brown ale has locally roasted coffee added, giving it an intense coffee aromas and creamy cappuccino-like flavor.
Oh man, I can't believe it. See, this is the whole thing. Why are brown ales dying? They should keep them going. But I guess it's not selling.
Can be the year.
Hey, if it's brown, I'm down.
All right. So some other. All right. So a few other styles that they brew. The Hell, which is a Helles lager. Was that being brewed still?
I have. Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. This is a pale golden German style lager. Offers bready malt flavors, a floral hop aroma, and clean balanced finish. They have the Cynic Saison. That one's still.
No, that's not being brewed either. No, yeah.
What is up? Okay, screw this. How about the Grapefruit Supreme Fruit Sour?
I have seen that one recently. Yep.
Okay, it's a crisp, citrusy fruited sour with a gentle tartness. It has a pronounced grapefruit flavor and is a popular option for those who enjoy sour beers. Or the Milkshake Sour. Wait, that was with the Elm Creek. Never mind. They certainly wouldn't make a milkshake sour, would they? Not surly enough, not aggressive, abrasive enough.
Boy, yeah, you'd really have to do something real extreme with that. Yeah, like a chili pepper with the milkshake.
Okay, so Eric, that is the segment we had for Surly. Is there anything else about Surly that we didn't talk about that you'd like to mention?
The other thing that I will just tag on with Surly is that Surly also changed something where in Minnesota you could not buy beer, like legit beer, on a Sunday. And for the longest time, I remember
that's a Midwest thing.
Yeah, like a blue law, I think is what they call it. And then it got changed to you couldn't buy it until after noon on a Sunday. It was like 3.2, 3.2 beer, and I remember that being a big thing when I worked in retail a long, long time ago. But so that was a big deal of now we're able to do that on a Sunday, or you can go to a liquor store or a grocery store on a Sunday and go get some beer there. especially like on a Sunday when the Vikings are playing and you're like, maybe I want to drink a beer with the game, or maybe I need to drink a beer with the game because maybe it's going to, we don't know how it's going to be. And then the other thing, just to really hammer home is like Surly busted that door open so that other breweries could then go and start their own. There is one brewery that I'd like to mention that we haven't mentioned yet that kind of splits the difference between Schell's and Surly, and they're still around.
Okay.
And that is Summit Brewing in
St.
Paul, Minnesota. And they're a little bit on the level of production of like a Surly, where it's more like regional. Surly's gotten to that regional level now, where I think you can get Surly like in Nebraska and Ohio as far as like those outer reachings. And Summit has started to kind of like enter other states as well. Summit to me is really similar in stylings to like a Schell's, where it's like it's all about the execution. But Summit started in like the mid 1980s, 1986, I want to say 1985 maybe, and they really kind of modeled a lot of their beers because craft beer wasn't necessarily a thing at that time, on like European and kind of English styles.
Yeah.
And so I remember like one of the first IPAs that I ever tried was an IPA from Summit. And it was true blue, like classic English style IPA.
Yeah.
And really kind of just, again, one of those like head turners, like, wow, what did I just drink? Like, this is really good. And where did this come from? And their extra pale ale, or EPA as they call it, is still like a mainstay. You can find that almost anywhere you go. Twins game, St. Paul Saints game, it's there, it's everywhere.
So it's interesting you say Summit, because before I was on Untapped, I had gone to Minneapolis for work. I was there for a couple weeks, and I had drank Summit, and I remember the like East Coast, like the English IPA style. And I had a few, but of course I don't have them checked in because that was before I joined.
Right.
I joined Untapped, but I do remember Summit. And when you sent the beer, you put mine into a 12-pack Summit thing. And when I opened that up, I'm like, oh, I've had Summit before. I recognized it right away that was a brand that I remember. So it's good that you mentioned it on a show as well.
Box in the box so that it wouldn't. I didn't want beers to explode.
No, you did good. You had that thing like well cushioned in the 12-pack as well as in the box. It's like nothing was happening to those beers. It was good.
And you know what? I felt good about that because I've shipped. I haven't shipped a lot of beer, but I've shipped. Who's listening? I've shipped some. And they asked what it was, and I just said live yeast samples.
I don't know. A lot of people put olive oil. Live yeast samples is a good one.
Last time I did it, I said they were snow globes for a friend. I think that one I sent to Jeff Seiler.
That's a good one.
Snow globes.
Yeah.
I make snow globes. Send them away. That's funny. Okay, well, great job. I want to do this next tasting. And then if there's other Minnesota breweries you want to highlight as well, we can do it while we're drinking this beer.
Sure. Yeah.
So let's do that, because I think that's a good time. I mean, my glass is empty again. I got 2 empty glasses. So.
Oh, geez. Come on.
How are you doing, Kris? Did you finish yours?
I'm just waiting to fill it up with some deliciousness. Oh, and while we're getting ready to fill our glasses, Dan Winch says, "Go Skins, go Redskins, or Commanders, or whatever the hell they're called anymore." Matt Griffo also said there were several dry counties and cities down here in Florida that he can remember up into the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. So I remember visiting. I kind of trying to remember where I was at when I went into a store to buy beer, and they had curtains up like over the whole beer thing. I'm like, what the fork is going on here?
That's the adult section.
Yeah, I'm like, what's up with the beer? And I went to grab something in there, and one of the workers came in. Whoa, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I need some beer. He says, no, you can't buy beer until after noon or 2 p.m. or whatever the time thing. I'm like, what? What kind of crazy behavior is this? So I've also experienced that weird, what? Just because you put a curtain over the beer thing means I can't drink out of it? Come on.
Velvet rope.
Yeah. Lock it up. Like, make it so I don't have access at all. If I can pull a curtain aside and grab a 6-pack, that's not enough for me.
It's not good enough. I don't know who they think they were saving. But I mean, you could probably do a whole show on blue laws in general.
I feel like we did.
Yeah, probably after like 290 some episodes. Yeah.
290. This is up to 290. So
there you go.
Yeah, nailed it. All right, we're going to do beer tasting number 3. This is from Surly Brewing. We just got done talking about it. It's the Axeman. We mentioned it in the Hoppy Beers. 7.2% IPA, 65 IBU. So a little bit more bitter in this one than the last one we have from Elm Creek. It says, perhaps our most acclaimed IPA, which is saying something. Remarkably hop forward and aromatic. It cleaves the competition. Wow, cleaves.
Cuts
it
in half.
That is serious. Voted first place, best in show at Minnesota Brewers Cup. The malt in this thing is Golden Promise 2-row, acidulated, and carafoam. Wow. The hops are Citra Mosaic and Warrior for bittering. And the yeast is English ale yeast. That's something interesting there. They went with the English ale. So that's what this beer is all about. And they're not joking when it comes to aroma. Holy smokes. This thing has got aroma coming in spades.
Coming out of its bunghole, really.
Yeah. This is some strong aroma.
Some strong bunghole aroma on this beer.
And it definitely smells like hop and like extra ripe fruit, like ripe fruit that's been like sitting for like 2 days more.
Like,
than
I got to do something with this or throw it.
Yeah, you better do something quick because it's super ripe.
It smells like the cantaloupe I cut up today.
Exactly. It smells like super ripe cantaloupe. Good call, Kris.
That is a good one too. Like when cantaloupe gets right on that edge, it gets really sweet. Candy, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't a cantaloupe. It was an orange dew. Not a honeydew.
Not a honeydew,
but an orange dew.
Wow.
And you know what? It was the same freaking color as a cantaloupe. It was just a little sweeter.
But you did call it with it does, you're right. It's got that almost
cantaloupe-y,
melon character there. All right. So it smells like something I want to try. And I can also tell the English yeast is kind of giving across some of that English IPA character in there as well.
Yeah.
I love on the can that they just put it's dank, hoppy, and loud.
Yeah. And that's something that they've done a really good job with their branding. And you'll get that on every Surly can and some of them are really, really hilarious, really. Like there's this beer that they came out with this last spring just called Nice. And it's a lager. It's just a lager, but it's one of the best lagers. And that three word phrase on the can, it just says, damn fine beer. I mean, like, and that's all you need to know, you know.
So that's nice, like N-I-I-I-I-I.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, wow. First sip, dank, but not crazy. But then second sip, not so. My mouth got used to it, and then I get some of that orange. Yeah. I'm getting like orange, oily character out of that in the hops, and I mean my palate really adapted to it very quickly. It's drying. So your mouth is drying out, a little bit of bitterness, but not overly aggressive. That Warrior hop is doing its job to make it bitter, but not killing me with it. This is a good beer too. I like this beer. At first I was like, okay, let's see what this comes out. And then the first sip, I thought, ooh, this might be a little dank for me. But then I got used to it. I must be getting used to dank stuff.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't know how your memory holds up over time, but this used to be when Todd Hagg of Three Floyds fame, he was the brewmaster at Surly when they first started.
Oh,
and is really kind of the driving force among all of their they're just pushing the envelope on every beer that they could.
Okay.
And so this beer, while Todd was still there, was called Todd the Axe Man.
Okay.
And I think it also kind of lended itself to the musical element of like a bass guitar. That's an axe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when it was Todd the Axe Man, and I had this one for the first time, this was like an accelerator in my craft beer journey of like crank that thing up to 11 and like what else is out there, because like whoa, my mind just got blown out the top of it. And
this is one that I can't drink more than one because the dryness is pretty significant where I'm feeling my lips like pucker in, but it's really good. And this is like have one and then drink something that's a little lighter that
drink some nice
brings back that's some nice. I need some nice to bring back some moisture to my face. But man, this beer is really good, and I think the dankness and that even slightly like the melony type character comes out in the flavor too, a little rounded melon flavor, citrus, oils, and dankness and bitterness and dryness. Like it all comes together, and it's. But I'm enjoying drinking it. It's really, I mean, it's just a good one.
Matt Griffo said something pretty interesting. I thought he said, I typically get some peach esters from English ale yeast, which might be contributing to the melon character.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of those English IPAs that I've had to find out.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Actually, you know what? He might be correct. If I think hard enough, the melon character that I'm getting at the roof of my mouth could be some peach character, like some peach skin. What do they call that peach skin? Peach skin?
Peach skin?
What is there another name for it?
Are you talking about the inside of like a citrus fruit?
Like a peach, like when you eat the skin of the peach, it has
the tannins.
The tannins, maybe some peach tannins in there.
Great, now I'm tasting peach.
Could be peach or melon. But he's right. They kind of can intermix with the flavors.
Ooh, no, wow. Mixing with what now?
I got some beer. The burps are coming out. I better slow down on that. All right. Okay, good beer. Thank you very much, Eric, for providing a Surly beer. That's really good. I like that one. I like the Furious as well. I have the can.
Furious is one of those too. Like you mentioned, like that is a one for the night kind of like as it is piney, sticky, like all of those things, and that's not one where I'm like, yeah, let's have three Surlys tonight. No, I don't.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, enjoy one and then have some other stuff, and enjoy another one the next night. That's the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before I mentioned that if you wanted to highlight any other Minnesota breweries, we could do that after we did the tasting. So now we're drinking this beer. Is there any other Minnesota breweries you just want to highlight quickly?
I don't. They'll never be listening to this, but
we usually tag breweries that you guys mentioned. So
I need to check out, and I would just encourage folks as well if it's available. Loose Line Brewing, which we went to, Denny.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
They're starting to come up with a podcast too. I'm not sure what it is yet, but that could be something.
They must have listened to Tap to Craft and said, "Hey, we want in on this."
Well, they know we're just.
I messaged them ahead of when you guys came, and I was like, "Hey, we should connect because his last name is Luce, and so is your brewery."
Yeah.
And then they got back to me and said, "Sorry, we missed you." This was like a day before you came. "Sorry, we missed you. Hope you had a good time." And I said, "Well, we haven't came yet, so why don't we still connect?" And then it was like crickets. I was like, okay.
So I messaged them too, saying I was coming, and they didn't respond back to me at all. So at least you got a response back.
Maybe they're busy.
Some of the breweries on social media, man, they just don't touch. They just don't touch their stuff. I had somebody I reached out to back in May, and they finally just messaged me back the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, we'd love to come on the show." And I'm like, "Okay."
Well,
See you in February.
There is one other brewery for sure,
Okay.
and
All right.
I'm gonna probably leave this call at some point tonight. Maybe it's midnight. I don't know, but and I'm gonna be kicking myself that I didn't mention another one. But P.I.L.S is one that I
Yes.
have to mention.
So good. Oh yeah.
They're my favorite U brewery, hands down, because there aren't many U breweries, but they're in that same kind of vein of like a Schell's and a Summit where and I could be getting this wrong, but I think they brought a brewer from Summit when they first started. Which I think kind of lended itself to, and they're in that similar vein of like, they're not trying to make a new beer every week.
No,
they're trying to craft the classic styles and European styles, and just be really, really good at those. They have such a really cool patio, a really cool patio space, that I just am in awe of. And all their styles are great. Whenever I get my hands on some P.I.L.S, it's you're going to get that classic execution.
Yeah. You threw that 12-pack in with my gift box, your gift box was so generous. But I'll tell you what,
drive all this way, I'll get you something. Yeah.
But those beers, I don't think I gave. I mean, I think I gave almost all of them 5-cap rating. They were really good beers. I fell in love with P.I.L.S. I never even heard of them before you gave me the sampler box. And I'm like, how come I never heard of this brewery? This brewery is making some great lagers and Hefeweizens and classic German beers.
Their Hefeweizen, honestly, is one of the best Hefeweizens I've had.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, they did kind of like they did like a hoppy Hefeweizen, which I had never had before.
No, I don't know about one. I don't want hoppies in my Hefeweizen.
Was it good though? Pretty good. It was pretty good. And it's like Ewald the Golden is their Hefeweizen. This was Ewald the Wild, I think. They've done different variations of it.
Okay.
Not too many people doing variations on Hefeweizen.
No, unless it's those peach or blood orange or something in there. That's what they do, but not like hoppiness. Yeah. I don't know if I want to. That's the whole thing, is like, I like a Hefeweizen because it has that esters that are, bananas and stuff. And I want those esters to shine.
Yeah.
It's just like Belgian beers. I don't like hoppy Belgian beers because the hops like distract from the yeast, and I don't want that to happen. I just want my yeasty beers to be yeasty, hoppy beers to be hoppy. Don't intermix the two. Yeah. I'll be happy. But if you like the hoppy Belgians, more power to you. It's just not my thing. That's all.
Yeah. God, I know there's, I mean, literally I really could go on and on. I think I'll probably just cap it at that. But, as far as my Mount Rushmore goes, I think I've touched on all of them.
Well, that's a great segue in just a minute. You could not have planned that if you didn't even know we had
I paid him $20 for that.
Yeah, but good segue, but wait 1 minute. I should just go to the segue and do this. You know what? We're going to the segue. We had feedback from Eric Scotty Ward. He left us an email. He said, I just listened to episode 200 from March 24, 2022. Somehow I missed this in my past listening.
Yes.
What a great bicentennial show with the Mount Rushmore of beers.
Yes. I love that. Is one of my top episodes as well. Yeah. I loved hearing everybody's. Yeah.
It was good. And you did participate and left us a voicemail, if I remember correctly, that listed your top Rushmore beers. So, and I forgot how fun that was too until he brought it up and he listed his beer. So let me finish this real quick. He says, it got me thinking about your upcoming 300th episode, the Tricentennial show. If my math is right, I am showing this to be around January 8th of 2026. Wow, we're coming up quick. Yeah, we got 10 episodes away from 300. We got to think of a good topic for that one, Kris.
Okay, well, hey, listeners, give us let's see what ideas you have for a topic for show 300.
Yeah, because I think wasn't that Mount Rushmore, wasn't that Jeff Seiler?
That was Jeff Seiler's idea.
That was his idea. So Jeff, Hook us up with a 300th episode.
No, Jeff,
he's had something cooking.
Jeff did his work for the 200 show.
He
did.
We
need some help with everybody else. Hey, what can we do for our 300th episode?
That's right.
Yeah. And get something like a topic that people can leave voicemails for.
Yeah.
Like the Mount Rushmore one, because how many people left voicemails for that? Like 8?
We had a
bunch of them.
We had a lot of people that contributed from anywhere from Facebook to email to Twitter, like everything. We had and voicemails. We had everything that people left a lot of feedback. So that's good.
I was gonna say, admittedly, the voicemails are great, but man, I still have this idea for Denny and I for one of our, I guess, bigger shows. I told him we should just down a giant bomber of something and just do the show schmammered.
Isn't that what we do every week? Or
no, we're not. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet either. But maybe after this
show,
one,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, let's finish this email real quick. So he says, glad you asked. My Mount Rushmore beers are as follows. My birth beer is Miller Lite. No craft beer was established when I was 17 years old in Ohio. Drank this as what was called a low beer at 3.2%. This was all I could buy at 17. When I moved to Florida at 18, and my world changed since I could buy anything, even liquor. This law changed to 21 in 1986. Sorry, boys, I was already 21.
He came in at just the right time, I swear.
He did. I just missed the whole 18 thing by time all the states had changed to 21 by time.
God. And Sybil Stillwell said that, yes, that's a great idea for a 300th episode, but it must be shotgunned.
No.
Sybil,
come on, I'm getting too old for that kind of behavior.
Listen, no. So Sybil owns a Sit Mean Sit in Georgia, and no. Sybil, you're killing me here.
Yeah. I don't shotgun anything.
Especially bombers.
I have an esophagus problem. And a sphincter in my
excuse me,
stomach.
What about your bunghole?
Doesn't close. My bunghole in my esophagus doesn't close, and if it gets too much carbonation, it comes right back up. And if I hold my mouth closed, it shoots out my nose.
Oh, video or it didn't
Nobody
happen.
wants to see that. Okay,
I do. Everybody wants. Everybody wants
wife,
to see that.
Before Sarah was my wife, she saw it and she still married me, which was amazing.
Wow,
it must be amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a.
Please.
All right, wait. Okay. Let's get back.
I'm sorry.
To,
back to Eric.
Eric's got your award.
Yeah.
Come on, so he says, and Miller Lite is still my go-to on many occasions. Don't judge. We're not judging. No, because I still go to Coors Banquet beer. Yep. I still drink that beer when I want something that is just easy drinking and used to be cheap. It's not cheap anymore, but just I like some of that beer.
There's room for Miller Lite for sure.
Okay, and actually, I drank. Miller Lite was one of the ones. Wait, what was the one that just had the LITE? Was that Miller Lite?
That was Miller Lite.
Yeah, that was the one I drank in the Navy too. So I like that one as well. So I'm not judging because I drank that a lot when I was in the Navy. Okay, my growth beer is Big Storm Brewing's Wave Maker. I found this little craft brewery just 5 minutes from my house in Odessa, Florida in 2012. It's funny that for the first 3 or 4 times I went there, I just ordered one beer. I drank, enjoyed myself, and left. Finally, one day I ventured into a few more pints and had to call my wife to drive over and take me home. Good times. Hey, that is a good time right there.
Yeah.
He was responsible, and then he decided, screw responsibility, I got a DD that can come pick me up. So good job.
Yeah.
My development beer is Cigar City's Tampa Highlight. I never liked IPAs, but said to myself there was a great beer being missed. So little by little, I began to try IPAs until I was able to handle them. Back then, Highlight was always a consistent choice.
Today, it used to be delicious. Sorry.
Today, I love all IPAs. Some days, that is all I want. I agree. I went 10 years where all I drank was IPAs.
Yeah.
Then I went back and started doing lagers and other stuff. But I still, I can always go. My go-to is IPA for some reason. I just always can just grab an IPA and
I
drink
feel
it.
like it's just so readily available and it's
It
so
is.
popular. I mean, look at when we read the GABF, the Great
Yeah.
American Beer Fest.
Yeah.
There's this is exaggerating, but 637 entries into the hazy IPA category, and then porters is like 26.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Well, it's trying to be a stout, and it's not making it.
Calm down over there. It's its own gloriousness.
I like porters.
I did. You do now.
All right. He says my preservation beer has to be North Coast Brewing Barrel Aged Old Rasputin, with a second being Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout. Yeah, those are great. Both those are great beers. He says, keep up the great content and cheers to many more shows. Well, cheers to that, Eric. Thank you for your
thank
email.
you.
He does have a postscript. I missed the Beer Speak 101 segment. Maybe Bunghole or Burton Snatch are as topics. Okay, maybe not.
Burton
what? Burton Snatch. We'll do that
what?
one next. Next episode, we'll do Burton Snatch. Yeah.
Bunghole.
So you can thank Mr. Eric Scotty Ward for bringing us back the Beer Speak 101 and the Bunghole talk in this episode. So I hope you guys all had a great time with that.
Beer Speak 101, I think when you first came out with that, I think I emailed you and I was like, this is a great segment. Like, who wouldn't want to learn about that? And now we get to learn about bungholes.
Yeah. It is a great segment, and I'm gonna start including it in more episodes, which even if it's just like a couple like quick, fast ones that aren't too in depth, because there's a lot of terms out there that people don't know, like bunghole
and Burton Snatch.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do have a couple upcoming interviews. We got Eric Gronli on tonight. Thank you, Eric, for joining us. So the next episode, September 15th, we have Jason Gilmore of Desert Monks Brewing out of Gilbert, Arizona. That's the reschedule we had from back in.
Oh, yeah.
That was 2 episodes ago. That's right. That's right. Thank you.
And then we have on October 13th, we have Craig Snyder from Pontoon Brewing out of Sandy Springs, Georgia. So we're looking forward. He's all excited to send us beer so we can taste on the show. I can't wait to get the beer and chat with him on the 13th of October. And guess what? The content, the feedback isn't complete because we've got a couple voicemails.
Well,
yes. What?
I was going to say, Dan Winch wants to show you his bunghole wrench.
Wow. There's a wrench for that?
You can text that to me, Dan. I'll make sure it gets on the show.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right.
So
sorry. We do have a couple voicemails. And speaking of Batman Dan, his lovely wife, Batgirl Jessie, left us a voicemail last episode, right after last episode, and right before this episode. Literally, I was starting the show. We were starting the show, and I was downloading the voicemail she sent. So, Kris, are you ready to play Batgirl Jessie's voicemails? Let's do it.
Hey, does this sound familiar?
It does.
Well, right now I am drinking the Lagunitas Hazy IPA that I texted Kris about. Is the Lagunitas Maximus Haziusicus.
Yeah.
Some weirdo in the background.
So y'all dared me, and this is what happened. Have a good day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
I love that voicemail, not only because she sounds like she's had a few.
That's a 9%.
Yeah, I know. I've had that one. That's what I said. I think I talked about that one and the fact that I drank that, and I'm like, I bought a 6-pack. I drank 2 and gave the rest away. It was too strong for me to drink.
That was a sneaky one. Yeah.
That was.
Well, it's kind of like the Saxman, but
it's also funny that she paused and we can hear us in the background. She's listening to the show and hear our Untapped the Craft.
My dumbass reading somebody's beer check-ins. Well, guess what? Just like Denny said, she did leave us a voicemail. What, Denny? Like hardly an hour ago.
Yeah, it was literally as we were pushing live on the Facebook. I got a message saying we have a new voicemail, and I didn't want to leave her out because, you know, hey,
well,
she tried to get it in just in time.
She did leave the voicemail, but she also did tell me off to the side, "Hey, I don't want to listen because I left a voicemail." Or Dan said it. I can't remember which. But here's the second voicemail she left
Okay.
us.
All right.
Hi guys, this is kind of my redemption from last Monday. So we're
I
out
did a
camping
thing.
right now, and they didn't have the Bravazzis or anything at our regular place. And
That's bullshit.
they got the Cider Boys apple and orange mix, which is like a grand mimosa, and it tastes really freaking delicious. It definitely has more of the mimosa flavor, and I was totally not expecting that. But you guys have a good night. Bye-bye.
Well, Jesse, you didn't have as many as you needed to because you sounded actually like you were okay.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one.
Well, I mean,
have a couple more. It's okay.
Yeah. She
You're
went
on
to
vacation.
bed.
She's in bed?
No, she messaged just on the show.
Get up early.
Dan's over here trying to show us his bunghole wrench, and Jesse's like, "Hey, I'm going to bed. I'm tired."
So wait a minute. They're camping though, right?
Oh, good point.
So
But
she's
yeah, but
going
Dan
to bed
didn't-
early camping?
Dan
Come
didn't
on,
even know it was Monday, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's what it is when you're camping. When I'm camping, I lose track of all time. It's like magic.
Denny.
It's Zen.
Dan's laughing. Denny. I hate to do this, but I have to take a pee break.
Okay. All right. Well, while Kris pees, look, notice I'm still
I know.
peeing.
Champ.
Okay. Well, Kris can't wait. He's running off.
We're gonna keep
He's
that
gone.
rolling.
He's gone. Well, Jesse, I just want to thank you for sending us your voicemails. Both of them were fantastic. And I feel for your pain because my lovely wife has been driving all over trying to find some more long drinks for me because I can't get enough of that long drink gin drink. It's just so refreshing during these hot summer days, nights. Sometimes I get done doing the lawn. I want to come in and just down something that's refreshing, and nothing's more refreshing than a long drink gin, citrus.
I gotta find those. Where do you just in anywhere?
I don't. So I think they're being distributed in a lot of the, like recently they're being distributed around the states. I don't know if they're in Minnesota yet.
Long drink?
Long drink. They're called the long drink. Okay. And there's a bunch of different varieties. There's the blue can, which is the one I like the most. It's 5% gin and citrus. Then there's a black can. It's like 7.5%. It's good, but it's stronger. And it's same thing. It's got the citrus and the juniper berry, and it's good too. But you know, she gets that when she can't find the blue one, and in those I start to feel a little bit quicker because it's 7.5%.
Sounds really refreshing. Yeah,
it is. It's super refreshing. And then there's the peach version, and then she found that there was some like 0 sugar ones. I said, no, don't buy me 0 sugar ones because that means there's some kind of fake sugar that will taste artificial
out of it.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't mind getting the extra calories from the little bit of sugar in there.
You just mowed the lawn. Go get some calories.
Yeah. But I understand not being able to find what you're looking for to go camping because those long drinks, I take a 6-pack camping every time I go camping because they are like I said, you want something super refreshing, easy to drink. They're really good. So you can find your favorites.
Now I'm really interested in these because not only are you guys like, hey, these long drinks are great, but Sybil said, hey, highly recommended. She said they're awesome and dangerous.
Yes, they are. They are dangerous.
And then Matt Griffo also said, holding strong with you guys, cracking one of my few remaining People's Porter by Foothills. So
wow, Foothills is
Matt.
I like Foothills, and I think Matt mentioned earlier in the show too on the thing that he likes us. He likes it when we have these listeners interviews, and so that's good. So Matt.
That means he's going to sign up.
Look at our schedule,
sign up, man.
and book a schedule with us because we'd love to have you on the show and talk about your craft beer journey as well. So hey, you can be a part of the show just like Eric is doing.
I told him, I said, I know a guy who could be on the show.
Okay, well, if you want to be like Jesse Batgirl Jesse and leave us a voicemail. You can do that at 208-536-3359. I know you've been drinking too many numbers. 208-53 oddly. Yeah, it's less numbers. 53 oddly. 208-53 oddly.
Denny, if you don't have our voicemail phone number in your contacts, are you really even a fan, bro? Like, come on.
You got to have it in the context.
You got to have it in the contact. Just tell your phone assistant to call us.
Google, hey Siri, call Tap the Craft.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But we understand that if you want to be old school like Eric Scotty Ward, he didn't write us a physical letter, but he did leave us an email at taptocraft@gmail.com. You can be like Eric Scotty Ward, do that. We love hearing feedback that way as well. Or if you want to leave us some feedback on our show on Facebook, you can do that too. But you got to count on Kris documenting that one because I'm not very good at Facebook.
That's okay. I got it.
Kris has got it.
Denny, we don't even have to be good at Facebook anymore. AI took over.
Okay, AI's got it under control.
For the most part.
The robot.
Yeah, and don't forget to visit our website at taptocraft.com.
We programmed the Terminator to do our social media.
Ooh, the Terminator. Nice.
The TV.
All right. Well, let's just finish off this show with the Untap the Craft segment, Kris. Are you okay with that, or is it getting too long?
I am, but
you're not ready. The bathroom break took too much out of you.
I didn't think we were going to do it, to be honest with you.
Well, we can skip it if you want.
There's been a couple shows without it. I feel like
we have to.
Okay.
Now we got Eric on here to give some feedback too. Maybe there's some Minnesota breweries you want to talk about.
There might be.
Lord. Well, I can tell you, Sybil said, all hail Skynet. She said she's wrapping up her Lil Athletic Free Wave non-alcoholic hazy IPA.
Oh yeah.
You had that one, Denny?
Yeah, sir. No, I like Athletic. When we can't find other stuff, we buy the Athletic, and the NA Free Wave is good. That's one that Sarah likes. But her favorite right now, and it's hard to find, is a Lagunitas hazy IPNA, the hazy one. She loves that one.
Oh, IPNA.
IPNA. Like, yeah, IPNA. Yeah, that's her favorite, and she loves that one. And I like the Fremont Brewing's NA IPA as well.
Okay.
It's one I go to when I'm drinking them.
Fine, Sybil. She said, it's my first time. You got to do it. All right, fine. So I finally scrolled to the bottom of this list because being that it is Labor Day, y'all been doing some drinking today.
Well, you can do a truncated one. Just kind of
I'm going to get the highlights. So remember, if you want us to read your check-ins, make sure you follow me on Untapped at K9 Hops. That's K, the number 9, HOPS. And we'll read your check-ins usually about the 24 hours before we record. So we're going to start with, scrolling on up, Kevin Page. Who's he checking in with, Denny?
Burial.
Mm-hmm. Checking into a When Destiny Fails and We All Disappear. I love their beer
names. That's a barrel beer, all right.
Yeah, I love their beer names. 4.1 caps, as he put it, was his only notes for that one. No notes to go along with that one. Scrolling on up our list, we've got Carla Dean is checking into a Dunk Host by Florida Avenue Brewing Company right here in Tampa. 4 caps, no notes to go along with that one. Let's see. Alex Fuchs has been doing a little bit of drinking today. Let's see who else we got, because you're right.
Anything highlighted for him? He's in Boise right now. I haven't seen him yet. He's been here since Friday, and I'm not going to see him until... I know he's been doing stuff.
You are going to see him though, right?
Yeah. We're going to see him this week.
Good. So he's got Kodo Brewing. He's got
he went down to Twin Falls.
Kodo. Okay, so he's checking into a lot of things by Kodo Brewing. He's got 2 4-cap ratings that I see. Their West Coast IPA and their Disco Leg Double IPA. Is on his list, and their 80 grit, which looks maybe like a porter or a stout. So he's got a few things from Kodo Brewing there. David Dean and Carla Dean are checking into a handful of beers at Florida Avenue Brewing up in Wesley Chapel, so about a 45 minutes north of us. Chad Lamassa, we got to continue his check-in streak. He's checking into a Constructive Destruction Ghost 972 by Adroit Theory. So,
oh, that's a great name.
yeah, well, the Chad, you kind of had a falling out with Adroit Theory just because you guys went and visited the brewery. I remember this. You guys visited the brewery and you were like, it wasn't as cool as I thought it was gonna be, but hey, their beers are still pretty fantastic. So this Constructive Destruction, and they've got great beer labels too, Eric, if you ever get to see them. I've got some in my fridge. They're pretty cool. So dreading having to go to work tomorrow after a great weekend, bought some records, got to see a couple of old friends, drank mostly good beer with one exception. Bought this one for the Donnie Darko reference. Very nice. Boozy, hoppy, and sweet. Well done. 4.5 cap rating for this check-in from Chad Lamassa and Adroit Theory. Leo is checking into an Atomic Jam Raspberry Sour by Electric Bicycle. 4 cap rating. No notes to go along with it. Matt Griffo checking into a Light of Valinor by Ghostface Brewing. Smooth and tropical, and big fan of the name. 4.25 caps for him. Let's see. We're going to scroll on up. Dan Winch checking into a Hopperbolic. That messed me up too, Dan. Hopperbolic by Souls and Spirits. What can I say? It's an IPA. 3.75 caps for Dan. Scrolling on up. First in his community, Robert, or as we know him, Chew Your Beer, is bringing back Brewer's Gold by Russian River Brewing Company. He was the first in his community to untap this beer. He's got a lot.
Probably holds the record for like first in his community. Like every time I'm like, how are you getting these? I don't know.
Every beer.
Listen,
yeah, every beer.
He's good.
Well, listen, he's good, but on the flip side of it, the guy, I haven't read his check-ins. Oh, he doesn't have a ton of them. There was somebody else that had like 20,000 check-ins and they were checking into a bunch of stuff. And anyway, Citrus Explosion.
Deletes them.
What's that?
I said, unless Untapped deletes them.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. So it just keeps.
That's why I have half as many.
Denny's so bitter. Citrus Explosion. He said 4.75 caps ratings for the Bring Back Brewer's Gold by Russian River. And then let's see as we scroll on up. Scrolling on up. Chad Lamassa, Still Hazy in the LES by Other Half Brewing Company. Oh, good choice on breweries on that one. Got a new Funko Pop of Crypto today. The dog on the label is white too, so I figured it was a good match for the picture. This is a nice dry, double dry hopped IPA. 4.5 caps for the Still Hazy in the LES by Other Half Brewing Company. Chad, can you text me a picture of that? I would really appreciate it. I have a friend that actually has a dog named Crypto. Matt Knight checking into a Paisan P.I.L.S by Big Timber Brewing Company. No notes to go along with it, but he did put in a TikTok link, so I'm sure Matt did a review for it.
That's an Italian P.I.L.S?
Yeah, Paisan P.I.L.S.
I love those too. Like, I don't know if you guys get a lot of Italian P.I.L.S.
Yeah, I like Italian P.I.L.S.
We get the occasional one. We get them.
I'm like, yes.
Bill Schlemmer, I'm reading this one just because, well, I mean, I would drink it too. He said, refreshing beer on a beautiful day at the lake. The summer ale is a lemony and a little syrupy, could use some character. It's a summer ale by Samuel Adams. And
syrupy is not good for a summer ale.
Syrupy is not good.
I do not want syrupy beer.
He didn't give this one any type of rating, but he checked it in. I don't remember it being syrupy, but hey, life changes. Chris McKenzie checked into a bunch of stuff because
he's busy. I just saw that.
Those were my check-ins from the beer event that I went to last week, and I frickin'
delayed.
I have failure.
You were present in the moment.
You're right. Mark Connor, I'm going to check in. Hang on a second.
Yeah, Take another sip.
Mark Connor is drinking a Chunk Spumoni by Drecker Brewing Company.
I like trunks. Yeah, those are good.
Matt Griffo said, we don't get enough of them. I believe you're referring to the Italian Pilsners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, this beer was canned on 12/18/2024, my birthday. Hope it holds up. Nose is definitely Spumoni and a lot of pistachio. You watch your mouth, mister.
I like pistachio.
Taste is very sweet. Pistachio is up front. Then the cherry takes over. Thick as fuck. Overall, I would guess that it held up. So Denny, one of the most recent videos we posted on our social media was with Jen at Tin Tackers. And in that interview, oh my God, can I use words today? In that interview, we were talking about my buddy Art in Ohio.
Yeah.
In that interview, he checked into his 9,000th beer on Untapped, and the beer was called Fuck Art. Being that his name is Art, and
that works.
And you and I had a little back and forth about, hey, if I get to drop an F-bomb every once in a while, it's just a good day.
I got to drop the beer name.
You're right.
It's part of the beer name.
It was part of the beer name. It's educational. So I got to say fuck now 3 times in this episode.
We're going to be labeled explicit now.
That's okay.
If you keep it up, man.
Okay.
What is the quota? Is there?
I don't know if there's a quota.
We haven't been flagged yet, so we'll find out. One of my favorite sayings, guys. There's only one way to find out. Now, who Matt Griffo is checking into if you lose your way tonight.
Is that a burial as well?
You're damn right it is. From Burial Beer Company. Snagged this one because I'm unfamiliar with Eclipse hops. He gave it 4 3 freaking quarter caps.
Eclipse. I need to write that down so I can remember to add that to my list.
That's a new one. I keep a running notes my phone of hops I want to try and stuff. Again, nerd over here.
Matt. You checked into this one too? Oh, okay. So I'm going to give you a toast on this one. Matt Griffo is checking into a peachy little thing.
Ooh.
By Sierra Nevada.
I don't know.
No rating to go along with this one, but he wrote notes that says, shit, this one's been in my fridge for a minute, so I'm not going to rate due to age. If there's a peachy little thing, I'm going to need that in my mouth. But that's what everybody
might have had that one. It wasn't very good.
Shoot, that sounds good.
Thanks for the
buzzkill. Me and Peach don't get along.
Well, again, according to our social media videos of peach beers, you usually think they taste like vomit, except for the beers from Barkyard.
Yeah, Barkyard. His was really good.
Denny,
his was not.
That is what everyone is drinking.
Wow, crazy amount of stuff. Well, you know what? That's what everyone else is drinking. But what have we been drinking? Eric, have you had any noteworthy beers you want to talk about on the show?
Oh God, I for sure want to re-mention the patio season at Elm Creek Brewing.
Okay.
It's a milkshake IPA. It's a vanilla with pineapple.
Okay.
And my wife Megan absolutely loves it. And, yeah, I would say if I give one more shout out, I'm just going to Summit Brewing Company. Their lager, which is the box that I sent your beer in, Denny.
Yeah.
That one is just a classic beer flavored beer, and does it really get any better than that? I don't know.
Okay. There you go. That's good. How about you, Kris? You have any new and noteworthy beers you want to talk about?
I do, and like a lot of my new and noteworthy beers, they're all Tampa centric.
Okay.
So checking into Marker 48, the John Reeves incident. Now, the cool part is, Denny, is because the T1000 has taken over our social media postings.
Has it? Wait, who's ours?
Yes.
Oh. Didn't even know.
You paid for the robot to do it, remember?
It's here.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
I paid for it. Okay.
You did.
All right.
And we just had the I think I got a picture of a bunghole wrench sent to my phone. Well, no,
There's such a thing? That sounds
No. Anyway, it was just the empty cooler. Anywho, Marker 48, the John Reeves incident is a beer and an event that they do every year that highlights the potential UFO sightings and
Oh,
abduction
that's right. That's right. They mentioned
right
that on
where
the
their
show. That's right.
brewery is.
That's right.
So, Denny, if you hop on any of our Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
We've got Marker
YouTube,
48 talking about it. Okay.
right? I know you can use YouTube. Is kind of a discussion about the John Reeves incident, but the beer that they made, citrusy, a little hazy, and just hoppy orange. It's just a nice little hazy IPA that I gave 4.25 caps to.
Okay.
And then Arkane Aleworks got to spend some time uh, out on a boat with some friends and actually met up with some guys that work at Arkane. Um,
Oh,
Nice.
they brewed a beer called Arkane in the Membrane. Now, I got to look at this picture real quick because there were some very specific bits of information. Their Arkane in the Membrane, come on, was a oh, was an imperial stout aged for 29 months in 10-year-old Willet bourbon barrels.
that's a long time.
Oh my God, it was
That's
so good.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a really long time. And Denny, the notes that I put, I actually wrote notes on my Untapped. This one's a SIPA,
It's a sip, all right. Yeah.
not sipper like SIPPER, but SIPPAH. It's
Yeah.
a sipper, a SIPA.
Nice.
Chocolatey, boozy, uh, and it was just so good. It's very so smooth, and I don't know how big of a beer it was, but man, it was just a fantastic beer to be able to try out. Um, and I gave this one a 4.75 only because it was a little too boozy for my preference.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
My
I hear you.
preference. So, what about you? You look like you've got a few beers that you
I have a few.
had
They're
in your
all
newly worthy.
yeah, they're all 4.5. I chose all the ones that were 4.5. I didn't have any 5 cap ratings. I had a bunch of 4 cap ratings, but you know what? It's 4.5 and only right now. So, starting off with that Imperial Stout that I was talking about, it's from New Pioneer Brewing out of Israel. My buddy Alex provided this to me in the last visit he made when I was camping, and he dropped off a bunch of beers at my desk. It's called Night Porter. It's called Night Porter, but it's actually an Imperial Stout. Weird. Maybe it's in the translation of the Hebrew to English, so maybe that's not the real name. But um, it was like 10.5% ABV. I said, what a great stout. And it feels like an Imperial Stout with chocolate roast prominent and a bit of caramel too, yet smooth and creamy. It does have a bit of alcohol burn, but still damn tasty. Great job, Gilad.
Mm.
Thanks, Alex. 4.5 cap rating. I also had of course, I'm going through my Untapped here, the Recluse Brewworks Ghost of History Czech Dark Lager. I said some roasty notes on the nose. The flavor is very light roast coffee with some licorice character in the finish. A little bitterness in the finish as well. I like this dark lager. Well done. 4.5 cap rating. So again, Czech style dark lager that, kind of blends in a lot of stuff going on there. It was nice. A little coffee. The next one is from Weiss Beer. I think it's Weiss Beer. It's called Ribbit Robot. It has a very cool frog like robot character. It says ripe, citrusy, punch-like melon and fruity and berry fruitiness in a soft mouthfeel, hazy IPA package. I like it a lot. 4.5 cap rating. I'm being very short and sweet with my descriptions here.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
And then I think the last beer on my list, is this right? No, I have 2 more. From Mother Earth Beer Company, I can't leave them out, or Mother Earth Brew Company, I guess it is. Beer Company, Brew Company, I can't remember what they are called. It's called the FWD. I have no idea what FWD stands for, but this beer is a pale ale and it's really good.
Front wheel drive.
Front wheel drive. It's a front wheel drive pale ale. Great single hop pale ale. The hop flavor is really good with a smorgasbord of flavors and a bit of dankness. I couldn't describe it. There's so many flavors going on. It was just like pop, 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 pop. And I was like, wow, this is dank and good. And I drank 2 pints of it. So obviously it was good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. And then the last beer I'll talk about is from my good friends at Jim Dandy Brewing. You know they're my favorite. This is the Microburst. It's a session IPA. You know how I'm not a big fan of session IPA. So for me to give a 4.5 cap rating on a session IPA, it means it's pretty damn good. Mango and citrus aroma, citrus hop flavor with some mango and stone fruit flavors coming in the finish. This is how a session IPA should be made. Well done, Davis. 4.5 cap rating. So there you go. That is
Jim Dandy.
Yeah, Jim Dandy is damn good beer. Okay, well, Eric, we have kept you long enough. I know Megan is dying for you to get off this show and spend some time with her and the kids.
I think everybody's asleep at this point, but yeah, it's all good.
But it is time to end the show. But before we let everyone go, we always like to raise a glass and give a cheers out. So is there anyone you'd like to give a toast out to tonight?
I have a couple.
Okay, let's do it.
So John, Denny, and Kris, I want to just, again, thank you for letting me find you in my craft beer journey and being on the ride. Didn't even know it, and you've been here the whole time, so I appreciate you. I want to give a cheers to all the listeners that I've gotten to interact with over the years.
Of course.
There's just again, it speaks to the community that's out there. Jeff Seiler, William Schlemmer, Chad Lamassa, Matt Knight, Mike Allen, everybody. Like it's so cool that you can see what people are checking in all across the country, and we're all just incorporated by beer. So pretty cool. I have to give a cheers out to my wife, Megan. Yes. Again, thank you for encouraging me to step outside my comfort zone. Would I have enough stuff to talk about for 2 hours? I would have said no, but I guess we've been proven otherwise. And then I want to give a shout out to Teddy, who's is heading into 4th grade tomorrow, and Jazz is heading into 1st grade. Nice. And so cheers to them on a good school year.
So Eric, definitely cheers to that. Sorry about that. So definitely let's buy you some brownie points too. Just go ahead and say, Megan, you were right.
100% right the whole time.
Yes, there you go. Right. Make sure she sees this and just be like, look, babe,
I'm going to make her listen to this whole episode.
The whole show.
To see how well you did and say, wow, you're a natural. She's like, what were you nervous about? You
She's going to say that exactly. When I go back, I'm saying, what were you nervous about? I don't know.
She's like, I've been watching the whole thing. I did not coerce. I did not coerce you. Yeah.
I have notes.
Just to be clear, I did not coerce you to say that, but Megan, you were right.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I wouldn't be surprised if she was upstairs just watching you live right now.
Probably, yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on, and you had nothing to be worried about. You and I met before. You know how easygoing it is. You shouldn't have been concerned about anything, as I'm dropping stuff all over my office. But you were a natural. You were prepared, and you know what? I didn't leave you hanging to try to make things happen. Right? I had everything ready to go. You just had to fill in. So,
like I said, I had a 4-hour PowerPoint.
I'm glad I kept you from that. Yeah, I kept you from dragging the show on for too long. That would have been a little bit.
I appreciate you guys having me. Yeah, blast. Dream come true. Really.
Well, of course. You're always welcome. By the way, you can come back again. This is just your entry level. First stop. You can come back again and do some, some small segments on, whatever brewery you wanted to try at that moment.
Perfect.
All right. So, Kris, how about you? Do you have anyone you want to raise a glass to tonight?
Yeah, Eric, I'd love to raise a glass to you. This one specifically. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I appreciate you sending the beers our way too. These were fantastic and some great choices. Yeah. And shout out to Surly as well for creating these awesome beers. But no, man, thank you so much for taking the leap. And I know it can be a little unnerving to hop on here and chat with us, even though, hey, you've spent some time with Denny personally, and just, I don't know, it's just something weird about you jump onto a podcast and you're like,
yeah, I feel like I know you. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, you listen to people like every other week or every week, and you start to feel like you know them in a way. You know, like I feel like if I went to Tampa right now, I mean, I'd be sitting at your kitchen table drinking a beer with you, Kris, and just like I feel like I know you.
Yeah, yeah. And Matt Griffo's right down the street, so like, hey, you can come hang out with him too. And Eric Scotty Ward, he's right down the street too, right? So we can all go out and grab some beers. But no, absolutely. If you guys ever find yourselves in the Tampa area, please let me know because I'd love to be able to hang out and grab some beers with you guys, and I'd hope the same to be in Minnesota as well.
Absolutely, doors open.
Okay. Denny, who would you like to raise a glass to this evening?
Yeah, well, first off, the Patreon toast tonight goes out to Mr. Jeff Seiler. Just happens to be Jeff's night for Patreon. So cheers to you, Jeff.
Jeff
Thank
who?
you for your support. Seiler, Jeff Seiler.
Okay, you said Jeff Knight.
I said Jeff Knight?
I thought he said Seiler.
He said Jeff Seiler, and then he said Jeff Knight.
Well, Jeff Seiler.
When you go through this and edit it, Denny.
Okay, I'll figure it out. It's okay. I've had a few beers tonight. It's okay. It's Labor Day. I'm supposed to be enjoying myself. I almost spilled my last little beer. Don't. And of course, Eric. It's really. I'm glad you finally reached out and decided. Well, I'm glad that Megan forced you to reach out and book this interview. I've been waiting for you to join us, and it's been a pleasure. And I can tell you that if you were to go to Tampa and spend some time with Kris, it is just like you're on the show right now because he's no different. He's Kris, just like I'm me, right? So what our listeners are listening to is what we are. We are the same.
That is a testament, 100%. Yeah.
Denny, how did you know how to find me in the airport?
Probably like super tall guy.
Well, no, Denny. I'm as tall as Denny, and Denny goes. I remember him saying this.
Kris is taller than me.
Watch, look for his blue hat, and sure enough, I was wearing this same freaking hat.
That's what I told Sarah. I said he'll be wearing a blue lightning hat, and sure enough, there he comes walking.
Yeah.
But no, I will say the first time you and I met, Kris, when in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you were tall, but I didn't realize you were taller than me, and I'm pretty tall.
Yeah.
So when I see someone that's taller than me, I'm like, you totally tricked me because I didn't think you were taller, but but you are. But we're sitting down all the time, so no one knows how tall we are.
On Zoom, you only see this. You think everybody's 5'6", yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I just want to raise my glass to you, Eric, and to Megan. She is a really special wife that encourages you to go outside your comfort zone and do stuff that you should do anyway. 100%. And the fact that she may have been nervous or not to meet strangers when we came last year, she didn't act like she was nervous to meet us.
No.
And we had a great time, and it was like that. Like, even though she never heard me on the podcast, I think she felt like we were all family anyway. So it's good.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, they're just coming into town again. You know, it was kind of like that. Yep. It was like, oh, we haven't seen them in a while. Let's catch up.
Denny, you know who else was a lot taller than I expected? Sean Nordquist.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he a tall guy too?
He's a taller fella as well.
I saw a picture of a few pictures from you at that halfway. Celebration.
I walked. He was talking to somebody, and I just walked up and put my arm around him. I'm like, dude, you're kind of a bigger guy too. Yeah.
See, we all look short sitting down. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, being a former serviceman, I want to raise my glass. I want to thank all those who have served and are currently serving in the U.S. military services, protecting our freedoms. Thank you for all that you're doing for us and protecting our freedoms for us to get on tonight and drink beer and chat and share it with the world. I hope you all are able to return home safe to your families very soon. And you can find the beers and the beers, and that's it. The beers
no
that we're
links
drinking.
tonight.
Breweries.
Yeah,
No
the
links
beers,
tonight.
the links.
I might provide. Well, we'll provide links to Surly Brewing for sure, and Elm Creek, and to Schell's. I'll have those in there. And
and Eric's address. No,
I won't put Eric's address.
His social
the
security number.
driveway is available and the door is open, and the treehouse
to the GHQ.
I was originally going to broadcast this from the treehouse, and I just didn't get a good enough Wi-Fi signal.
Oh, okay. You got that booster up there. Booster. All right. Well, it is last call. It's time to bring this show to a close. We want to thank you for downloading and listening. We ask you to please tell a friend, and of course, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new show every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer.
Cheers.